All right, welcome to 94.4 Spice FM. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. You're hanging out with the adults in the room, and we've gotten off to an amazing start.
That's right.
My co-hosts are even laughing, man. You guys are that excited to get into the show, man.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. I may not look like it, but I am very excited. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. Welcome to 94.4 Spice FM, the home of authentic, real conversation, man. And I'm hanging out with my favorite people on the planet Earth.
That is absolutely right. We are the adults in the room where we have all conversation pertaining relationships between men and the women who love them. If you're all the way in Malindi, Kijiwe Tanga, Gedi, Mulimo, Maweni, we are live and direct on 97.6 or 97.7. What about if you're in Othaya and Karatina and Mukureni areas of Nyeri? Worry not. Simply tune in on 97.9. Remember, Spice FM is a fast radio station coming alive in visual format. What that means, wherever else you are in Kenya or around Africa, be you in Cairo, Egypt, Durban, Pretoria, Cape Town, or all the way down in Limpopo or Algeria, or in the great Republic of Guinea, Equatorial Guinea, Malabo, you simply have to go to www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in Eldoret, Kapenguri, and Nandi County, Bomet, you can tune in on 96.7. If you're in Nakuru, that is 96.0. If you're in Kisumu, Kisii County, Kakamega, or the Ikolomani region, you can tune in on 102.5. And if you want to contribute to the conversation, you can plug in on our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And also don't forget, you can call in. Let us know where you are, what you think about the conversation on 0719-012-600. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. So Eric, if I'm in a taxi, I'm in traffic from the airport heading to the CBD, I can watch this on my mobile phone.
That
yes,
is
you can.
Absolutely right. You simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke, and the beauty is you will not only get to listen, but you can totally see Barbara's hairstyle and her nails, her lips, and everything else you might want to see. Even her handwriting, because she's sitting right in front with a notebook.
I don't write that good.
Yeah, man. You can also get to see Eric has been singing every day, the way he's been doing planks and working out in his house.
And facials.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you can get to see if his biceps are growing bigger or not.
Are they?
And also my concepts.
Anyway, we are up for a fun show today. Remember, at the top of the hour, we're going to get straight into the hot topic. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to start receiving your feedback all the way to the top of the hour. And we're going to have a fun ride today on the adults in the room, man. How are you, Barbara, man?
I'm good. I've been thinking of going for a holiday, just a weekend, a short one. I was looking at the travel log. The destinations are amazing. I didn't even know that there are some places in Kenya that have this authentic, beautiful ambience and all that. Have you looked at it?
The goodness of the travelogue, it gives you alternative places to go. Because,
yes,
we have this harding thing in Kenya where we all
go to the coast
place at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
So it has different places that you can go.
I want to go to Lake Turkana.
I thought about it. It has an amazing
Yes,
beach,
unless the pictures were lying, but Travelog just did an amazing thing to take my imagination.
Have you ever been to the Mara?
Yes, I have many times.
I've never been
but
to
I
the
prefer
Mara.
flying to the Mara, not driving through the Mara.
Have you ever been to the Mara?
Partially, I would say.
What do you mean by
partially? What were you alive?
I was not in. I was there
around.
I was like in and out. So I've not had a proper experience.
It's so weird that I've never been to the Mara, man.
Most people
that should be your next project.
Most people have.
With the missus, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Or alone.
Okay, you just bore me sometimes. Eric, how are you?
Alone would be good too. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm good. I was weighing myself earlier.
Oh, God.
Weighing machines really remind me of a relationship I was in once. And this lady would really almost get a mini attack, a mini panic attack when she sees a weighing machine. She's like, hey, get that thing away from me.
I also don't like weighing myself.
Yeah, so I was weighing myself and I was very excited because I've maintained the same kilograms without even adding.
Don't expect us to share back our weights. I hope you know that.
No. I'm a decent. I'm a decent.
I don't wanna know
I'm
mine.
a decent 90 kilos strong.
So how many kilos have you lost since you started the weight loss?
When I began, I was 146 kilos. So I've lost all
lost
that.
Clap for you.
I've lost 56 kilos.
Ish, that's amazing.
good-
That's a whole human being.
in
You know?
how like my weight is.
And how long, by the way?
4 years and maybe 7
Okay,
months.
that's long. Me, I like quick things.
Quick.
I want to know I'll lose weight in 2 months,
Aye,
3
aye,
months,
aye.
6 months. These 4 years things I can't.
Shortcuts are the longest route to success,
That
Barbara.
is,
You will not lose weight like that.
I'm also good, Barbara. Last night I went home and my wife had.
You know, you sound funny. Last night you went home. So
No,
the
I'm
previous
telling
night you
a
went
story.
where?
Where can
No,
Barbara
I'm
just
wondering why you're
listen
saying
to my
last
story?
night you went home.
Yeah, let me.
Where
finish
do you
the story.
go?
Let me finish the story.
Yeah.
Last night I went home and my wife had cooked some ugali. She'd cooked for me ugali and some chicken. But now she'd made for herself some omena apokando.
Oh.
And I tasted. They were smelling really nice because I don't like omena.
I also
naturally.
don't like omena.
But those ones were nice.
Oh.
Like I ate those omenas and it made my chicken taste terrible.
All right.
So I ended up eating her omenas and then she made me ugali omena for lunch today.
Oh, that is nice.
Nice.
And it was amazing and sweet.
So now she's improved on her cooking and she's good at it.
Not really. No, that's not. As in,
No, yesterday
she
you're saying
cooked-
initially.
she cooked that omena really well. As
With
in that-
love.
No,
that's the
I think
that's
that's
the first time
commendable,
I've had-
especially being as your wife is from Meru, as you've shared.
Yes.
That she could actually hook up omena
Eish,
because
those
it's
omenas.
mostly very jango food.
Yes.
Yeah, those omenas.
And majority of us can't cook it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Are you a fan of omena?
I would not go out of my way to eat it, but I don't mind
You're
it
like-
either.
The first time I met you, you were the guy you were staying with was making some serious omenas. That was like 10 years ago. Barbara, you're a fan of omenas?
No, I told you yesterday I don't like it. I don't mind people eating it. I'm just not a fan. It's not my cup of tea. My palate just goes, ugh.
Ah, all right. So, Barbara, that aside, how are you doing?
I am great, let me say that. I actually was taking a friend of mine to see a doctor today, but something just caught my eye while I was at the hospital. Kenyans have become a bit too nosy and interfere with people's business. I was sitting, actually I've had stories about this, but I didn't expect it to happen to me. I was sitting in the waiting room waiting for a friend of mine because I was the one giving her a ride. And while I was on my phone, actually I was looking at the messages you were sending on our group, trying to read them. Then all of a sudden I felt someone like breathing on my ear. And I was thinking, when I turned, the gentleman next to me, well dressed, was actually reading my messages on my phone. I felt that he breached my privacy.
Very intrusive.
Yeah, so I just stood up, went elsewhere. But I was asking myself, why do we do that? And you know, I've had those stories that people do that on others on matatus, in public transport, or wherever you're traveling. Why do we're so nosy on other people's business?
No, it feels nice reading someone
Are
else's
you serious?
message, especially in a mat.
Do you do that? Let me stop. But have you done that?
I don't think it's even a Kenyan thing. I think it's a global thing.
No,
You've never traveled in a say you're going to Nakuru in a shuttle.
I
right?
have.
And then the guy next to you has a newspaper. That newspaper, the stories on that newspaper of the guy next
Why
to
am
you.
I?
next
Why
to
are you putting your eyes in this
look
other person's
so sweet.
business?
You get the stories in the other guy's paper look so, even if you had the same paper, the other guy's newspaper looks
Emmanuel,
like the
stop
stories
that bad
are-
habit. Emmanuel, stop that bad habit.
I think for me, it's more of about personal space more than even reading. I don't appreciate people coming too close.
How do you just bring your beards
There are people,
next to my ears?
There are people who come really close to you, even in a
Start
public, even while queuing. Like I was at the immigration office about 3 months now, and there's a gentleman who was very close to my back. You know, I could feel his entire intestines right behind my back.
Really,
you know.
Eric?
And so I think apart from somebody just reading, just personal space is what I find lacking in a lot of public spaces.
I
Yeah.
remember during the huduma number kujisajili with the huduma number. Eish.
In
Guys
English,
were
it's
queuing.
register.
Yeah, register. That word had just disappeared. So that guys were queuing back
To back.
back to back,
Yeah,
to back.
yeah, yeah.
And it was normal. We were just talking normally as we are sharing very close personal space. Chekia watu wanatuweka sana. Wanatuweka.
I think some people take advantage of that because
I tell
I don't like that. Some men actually end up rubbing themselves against you,
Yeah,
and it's just off.
I tell you what would tick me off, Barbara, is if someone is eating. If I'm with you in a restaurant and I'm eating, and someone in front of you is eating while they're chewing while their mouth is also open, like they're chewing with their mouth open
What are you
and
busy
they're
looking at
directly
people's
in
mouths
front
in
of
a
you.
restaurant?
find it funny.
Yeah, that would tick me off.
Yeah.
That would totally.
But
tick
what are
me
you
off.
busy looking at people's mouths?
But you're in front of me.
Okay, fine.
You're sitting directly in front of me, so like you're in my line of sight.
You can't put your eyes right up to the horizon, and the person is right there. But yeah, totally. I think it's more for me, Barbara, a conversation around personal space more than peeping. Because sometimes you can steal a glance. Like I've once stolen glances at WhatsApp.
But don't read my messages. I find that very
if somebody was watching something without really with the intention of being intrusive, you just find your eyes meandering to that direction.
What happened to minding our own business? Mind your P's and Q's. What happened to that?
You've never looked at somebody's phone?
Not like that. I think I've learned how to mind my own business.
The other day I was with Eric and he was watching someone's video just across the window. Through the window. That was so strange.
No, that was different. We were having dinner. We had gone to this Chinese restaurant. And this guy put his phone up. He was showing this lady was with something. And it was a very intense video, and it was through the window. Like, look at these guys, they're watching X, Y, and Z. So I told Emmanuel, but it was not from like inquisitive wanting to see what's going on. So yeah.
Anyway, you're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. You're hanging out with Eric Omondi Odwor and Barbara Mbaka. We'll be back after this very short break, so please don't touch that dial. We'll be back with more of the adults in the room.
Are you ready? Okay. Spice FM.
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani and you're hanging out on 94.4 Spice FM. The adults in the room, we are the home of authentic, real conversation, and I need you guys to just hang out right here with us on this station. And I'm hanging out with my favorite people on the planet.
That is absolutely right. Listen, if you're in Mtopanga, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu and Kisayuni, in all the precincts of Mombasa, we are live and direct on 87.9. And if you're in Kisumu, the Obunga, Riat, Manyata, Mamboleo areas, we are live and direct on 102.5. Remember, you can catch all the action live on www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you are in Kitengela, Ruai, Ruaka, you can tune in on the same frequency as Nairobi, that is 94.4. And if you're in Malindi, that is 97.6. If you're in Eldoret, that is 96.7. If you're in Nakuru, that is 96.0. And if you're able to tune in or plug in into a social media, just that is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, tune in on or plug in on Spice FM KE.
.co.k, right?
Yes, thank you, darling.
Yeah. And as Eric was saying earlier, if you're in a matatu, if you're in your taxi, and you want to watch the show live
on HD,
yes, on HD, you can actually watch us on the website. Barbara's
that is www.spicefm.
www.
Oh, sorry, www.
Yes, and you'll be able to zoom in live on Barbara's very nicely painted eyelids.
Really?
They're looking
for the record, he's joking. How are you, Emmanuel?
I'm good, man.
How was, despite you getting home early and eating omena?
Despite me getting home early and eating omena, I think I've apart from the argument I had the other day with my wife.
I hope it's settled.
You forgot your darling wife.
Yeah, my darling wife.
Really, Eric?
I think we've settled. In fact, most of the things I'm going to talk about today, we discussed at home with my wife. She helped me to write. She helped me to write my script.
Emmanuel, you're really trying to get into her good books.
Yeah, man. How about you, Eric? How are you?
I'm fine. I've been thinking, there's a neighbor of mine who is slightly elderly, maybe in her 60s. And she's been living with her daughter since I've been living there. I've been living at the current abode for 3 years. So I hear sometimes they have squabbles, you know.
How old is the daughter?
Old enough to have her own place. So I've been having a thought that maybe the same way, you know, one time when I was living in Los Angeles, of course, the American system does not allow that you drive with a Kenyan license. So I had to go to the DMV or Department of Motor Vehicle to get my driver's license. And on the queue, after my classes, and they have a very thorough exam you do. 100 questions, and you had to get how many right? 98 questions correct for them to hand you the
driving license.
So that was my 4th exam, because their writing is also very different.
Oh, you did it 4 times.
I did it 4 times.
It's not easy.
So they
Getting
use the American English, whereas
we use the British
English. So it was very tough. So and then understanding the intersections, yada yada. So anyway, these were my 4th and last attempt. But for the 3 times I was on the queue, I was queuing with 16-year-olds, because they give 16-year-olds
driving
DLs
license
in the States. So I was thinking to myself, maybe we need to employ the same and put a cap to when somebody should be allowed or permitted to stay with their parents. Because I feel a lot of people nowadays are work shy, especially grown men who have never ever had an opportunity to fend for themselves. And can't carry their own weights. And these are people we are expecting to come and participate in the society.
And be people's husbands and
I
fathers.
know a family in Langata where a son who's 41 has never moved out.
It's called failure to launch.
He's never ever moved out. So he just strolls around in shorts, buys cigarettes, gets a newspaper. Then he takes tea that has been prepared by his mother's house help. Then he lounges, watches, movies, and then in the afternoon he goes for drinking with buddies. Do you think there should be a cap for when he should move home?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Barbara, I think, like at my place, I understand that brother. At my place, my parents...
Oh, okay. Why are you saying you understand that,
No,
bro?
I understand where he's coming from. Maybe he's...
The
you see,
41-year-old.
Yes, I understand him. Because I tell you what, in our African culture, I think we've been raised, we are very cushioned. And I'm speaking from experience, like on my place.
Yes.
Me, I moved out at the age of 25 from my parents' house.
Yes.
No, that's the edited version of 29.
No, for real. It was 25.
I know you've reduced 4 years, but it's fine.
Edited version of 29.
No, for real, it was 25. And
Yes.
And why? And I actually had to sneak my way into movie. I didn't move out live. I had to tell my mom, I'm just going to visit my friend. It's like I used to sneak into my own house that I moved to. Because when I told her I'm moving out to quarter, literally, she said, "Wacha hiyo chenga." You see, like for her, she.
What is wrong?
Because I didn't have a job. I had work that I was doing,
But you didn't have a stable-
I didn't have a job.
Yes.
So her, she was like, "No, first you need to get a job." And then she told me in quarter again. She told me save 30,000. I don't know where she came up with that figure. That you save 30 Gs so that you can have like at the end of the month, even if your job there and bring in money,
You have something
you
to
have
fall back.
some money for rent.
Yes.
All right. So her idea, and she was telling me, "Why are you moving?" Like to her, it was like
It was quite foreign.
Yes, she
Yeah.
was like, "Why are you moving out? Stay. We have a house here. Stay here."
And
You
there is
see?
enough space.
And then also, Eric, before we jump to you, Barbara, in America, I think there are very many working opportunities. Huh? Like
From
you can
16
go,
years, yeah.
Yes, you can go work at a burger place and.
But
flip
in
burgers
Kenya,
all
there
day long.
aren't working opportunities so much that you'll stay in your mother's house until you're
No,
41.
okay. No, in Kenya we have a problem. Employment or getting a work or job is just a problem. I, however, agree with you and impartially disagree. Look at it this way: if someone has a job and they're still at their parents' house, that is okay. But if you don't have a job and it's 40 years and you're still at your parents, I think that's questionable, especially for a man. A woman, we can be lenient. Maybe you're waiting for someone to marry
come
you.
and pick you from
Yeah, to
your
come and
mother's
pick you from
house.
your father's house. So a woman is questionable. But for a man, for crying out loud, go live with your brother.
But I tell you what,
Or a friend.
Even if I was being like you see me, I took my own initiative to move out.
Yes.
Like I don't think our parents have that thing. I don't know about you guys, Barbara.
Yeah.
And you, Eric. I don't know if our parents don't have that thing of
They
move
don't
out
chase.
of here.
Yeah, they don't chase
Go
you.
and look
Yes.
for a job.
It's
That's
funny
true.
how my mother used to say, although jokingly, that upon attaining the age of 18, if you're not in the university, you should move out of our house. That was just sort of to nudge us to attain higher levels of education.
There's-
About in 2015, I was working in Cape Town, but my mother passed on, so I had to come back and, of course, for
Yeah.
the funeral. So I came back and I didn't have a place here for my own because I wrapped up everything and
And left.
So I went and announced to my relatives. I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to put up with a friend of mine in Gigiri, and then we do this burial thing. I'm
Then you
thinking
leave.
of going back." And then they're like, "Oh no, we need you to stay around." But also before that conversation about you staying around, you can't go live with a friend. You have to stay here now at my mother's house
Yes, because
on Gong Road. So I was like, "Hey." So this is a grown me with my grown sisters living together. And I stayed at my mother's house for a good 1 year and maybe 4 months. But it was very different. It's a very different experience. There was no independence. Of course, I would not say have Emmanuel come randomly and then we chat up until 1 a.m.
Yes.
So I think a lot of these people who still stay at home deny themselves incredible ways to grow by just
they have
being
just
in the
failed
cocoon.
to launch. That's why. You know, some people don't have ambition.
And then,
you need to know that.
That's what I wanted to say.
It's lack of ambition.
It has to be a personal...
Especially for a man. They need to style up.
You're saying that it was very uncomfortable for you in that house, all right? So it was like the time wasn't moving as fast as you wanted to move. For some guys, it's just, you're just cool up in the house.
But
I remember my dad once telling us he's tired of feeding grown men.
But actually, mothers can baby their sons if you're not careful.
That was sad.
Yes, mothers tend to baby their sons to just keep them if they're stable. If they don't have a job, just stay at home. As much as it's good to encourage your child, whether a man or a woman, I think also encourage them to just step out and leave the
I think I will have I'll have a
stop
conversation with my children upon God blessing me with them when the right time comes. That after you go to the university, yes, I can hold you down a little bit, maybe until 22. Maybe you've cleared campus, but then now you go. Because I think there's something that happens in your head and you know how the real world works.
Yes.
The idea of sleeping and watching my TV way into your 28th birthday is quite foreign to me.
No, I like what my mother did to us. I think when we were just getting 21, when in uni, she used to remind us like every other time you do something silly, you are lodgers in my house.
Yeah.
She would remind us every other time you'd be like, you don't want to imagine you're a lodger, so you'll get your own place.
But maybe have them get a job, but maybe keep them.
Excuse me, this idea of people help, it's not bad to help your child. I'm a parent. I
You want
understand
your
that.
child to start at the same
Your
level
child
as you
needs
started.
to stand on their own 2 feet.
But the idea is not for them
No,
to
Eric,
start at
Eric,
the
did your
same
mother
level
get you a
as
job?
Of course not. But
Thank you. You know, sometimes we spoil our children.
If it also would not hurt if you are a person of means, if you would give them a softer
True.
landing,
Yeah.
I think also sometimes we ought to hand down to our children more than what we were dealt, A lot of us are so fixated on mimi nilianza na nguare moja. Nilikuwa na opiko. Hiyo pick
what is opiko?
Pick ndio nikaendesa pick. Hiyo pick ndio ikanitoa hapa nikaenda huko mbele. So you can't now subject your child to your pick story.
Pick is picky.
The
Yes,
reason
yes.
you're working very hard, Barbara, and spending a lot of time in your workplace.
Yes.
is so that you create a foundation for your daughter. So she doesn't start on a negative.
I do understand that, but I also don't want to spoil her so much for her not to be able.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So there needs to be a balance.
Yeah, there has
and
to be a
majority of
balance.
us don't have a balance, especially parents for this generation.
If you hang around, and I've had this conversation with Eric, if you hang around some white people,
Yes.
they tell you about the way they have a life trust fund.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't start from negative.
They call it the bank of mom and dad.
Oh.
So you can simply go back home and say, what, mom and dad, I have an idea to begin a film school, but I need $30,000 and then I'll pay it back in installments.
I'll tell you, wait, I die.
2 years. So you see an African parent will start saying, oh, no, I started with Opeko. My picky. It's terrible.
And it connects with how I am, because I was thinking today in the morning how my dad spent his whole life worrying about me. Like he was worried about me his whole life, like till the very end.
Yes.
He'd worry about if I'm eating. He'd actually call me and ask me if I have food. I'm like, why are you asking me?
Maybe he
I
sees
wouldn't
your
ask
thing.
with that voice. In my mind, I'd ask that.
Yes.
I'd be like, why are you asking me if I have food? I have food. You think I don't have food?
Yes.
But he was like, he spent his days worrying about my situation just because I didn't have a formal
Employment.
8 to 5
Oh, yes.
job.
I do agree with that. Also, my dad had a problem with me because he was like, you've gone to school, you have an university, you have masters. Why can't you just get an 8 to 5 job like any other normal person? Because for them, they do not understand that you can do business, you can have a talent, you can be an artist. Because one of my brothers is an artist. And before they could understand that he's not applying the degree he had, it took a lot of convincing, especially from my mom.
In fact, one of the things I used to work towards all the time is just to do something that'll make him happy.
All right.
Like if I'm trying to succeed in business, not so that I succeed, it's just so that
you prove a point and show it.
Prove a point and
Yes.
tell him, hey, Shbana, you see, I can do it.
It's funny you say that. I was working very quickly in, just after clearing school, I started selling fruit salad for my business. So I had a shop in Moi Avenue. And I had employed about 6 ladies who used to chop fruits, go to the market, yada, yada, yada. So one time I took a friend of mine to the airport and I met my mom's friend. We grew up together. And she said, Eric, how are you? I said, I'm really fine, Mom. She said, what are you doing with your life? I said, I have a grocery store. Then there was a pause. She's just like okay, so what do you do with your life? Like from 8 to 5. I said, I really have a grocery store, for real. Yeah. She's like,
It's like they don't understand that the business.
She called her husband and she was really displeased. And she said, it's Adiambo's son who was very brilliant. He's selling fruit salad.
Eric. Mariah Carey. When she was in high school, she was also known as Mirage because she was always cutting class. But I think she was cutting class because she knew she had the golden voice. You're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisengani. This is 94.4 Spice FM, the home of authentic soul and authentic conversation.
Absolutely, a very warm, a very warm welcome to you from wherever you're listening from. This is the home of your absolute favorite 80s ballads and your spicy soul jams, sugar and spice and everything nice. Listen, we are the adults in the room. If you're in Malindi, in Gede, Malimo, Maweni, or all the way down in our neighboring Othaya, Karatina, Mukroini in Nyeri, we are on 97.9 and Malindi, we are on 97.6. Remember also that Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format, countrywide and Africa-wide. That means if you're in the lovely country that I want to visit soon of Morocco, the areas of Rabat, Marrakech or Fes or Casablanca, you simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can plug into our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Let us know where you are. Let us know where you're locked or tuned in. And give us your suggestions or your opinions as to the show.
Yes, and the number at the top of the other number is 07190122600. We're going to be taking your phone calls for all the way from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. The number is 07190122600. But keep the conversation going on Facebook, keep the conversation going on Instagram and on Twitter, man. Eric, before you went on the break, you were telling a very interesting story.
Yes, we remember we were talking about our parents' inability to comprehend a young person they've taken to university level or even a diploma, and they are refusing to have a white-collar job. So I met these ladies, as I was saying, if you're just joining us at the airport, and I had a fruit salad business.
Which had employed 6 people.
Which had employed 6 people. I used to give them 200 shillings per day.
Yes.
And this woman said to me, we grew up together, we were neighbors, and I remember we had a landline in our house. So most of our neighbors would come to talk to their relatives. Through our landline in the house, in Shags. Because there was no mobile then. I'm old, good Lord. Anyway, so...
we all are.
So Mrs. Odwar was her name, or still is her name. So she was flying to London, she's a doctor. So she met me and she was very excited. And then she said, so, Omondi, what are you doing? I said, I'm very happy to see you, ma'am. And yes, I open a grocery store. So there was a slight pause and she said, what do you do from 8 to 5, Omondi? Very quizzical. She became very quizzical because she thought I'm joking. So I said, really, I own a fruit salad store. Like I have, a fruit salad and I sell fruit salad. Yay. So she just went just right next to me and she was calling her husband, who was also a doctor, and she said, can you believe Adiambo's son, who was very clever, he's selling fruit salad in Nairobi?
As if that is not work.
And then she came about and said, look, Fanuel, with whom you are in the same class, is an architect in Los Angeles. And so what are you looking to do with your life?
Like you're not doing anything.
So, so I had to say, well, now, to be very honest,
Did you feel embarrassed? Did you start sweating?
No, well, after she asked for the 99th time, so I was
That's
like, okay, maybe it just clicked that maybe this is not a very good thing for her. So I said, look, I'm looking for numerous opportunities, and this is just something so that I don't idle around. So what happened was, as luck would have it, literally a year down the road, I was employed in Johannesburg, and I'd come back because South African government would not give me a work permit. So every 4 months I'd come back to renew my paperwork and go back to Josie. So on one of those trips, I meet at the airport again. because she now relocated to London. So she's like, "Oh, Mondi, how are you?" Because now I was in a proper shirt, not in a
Really?
t-shirt.
Wow, parents.
And it's all like, "I'm fine, mom. Good to see you. Where are you going?" He says, "I just visited Fanuel. He got married to a white woman. How are you?" So I said, "I'm fine. I'm actually going back to work." He says, "What do you do?" So I explained I work for this X, Y, and Z company in Johannesburg. And she called everybody in my ear. She was like, "Ero, say hi to Omondi. He's based in Joburg." So yeah, so the parents have a thing for wanting you to have an 8 to 5 job.
Which they need to understand that times have changed.
Sometimes
Not all of us can be employed 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd rather even you have an 8. Okay, I don't know if they'd rather, but they'd prefer you have an 8 to 5, which they can tell their friends about.
Yes.
Rather than you sell fruits and you're making more money. selling
Yes.
I think it's about them. Sometimes
It's always
the
about
generation
them.
is not about us. It's about them,
It's-
how they'll be perceived, and you forget that. I hope we never get to do that to our own children.
Yeah,
I feel
in
like
fact,
if-
that was the question. Has
Yes.
that changed now with us?
I feel like
For me,
if
it
I
has.
was, I feel like if I was, say, selling fruit salad in Camps Bay, but just by the sheer fact that I was going to Camps Bay would have excited her more than me selling fruit salad in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Which is
it's-
very
it's-
wrong.
It's off, I guess. I
Yeah.
think
we
we are all
need
gifted in
to
different-
nurture the culture of entrepreneurship, of business within our society, because I don't think we do that much. I remember when I stopped working and I went out of employment, I went into business. My own father, it took a while for him to understand that I want to do business. I remember I invited him to my office. At that particular time, it's very small. And he asked me, "This office is small, ni kama choo." And I felt so bad when he said that because he didn't get and I needed to explain to him that this is what I want to do now. I'm the right, this
What
is my
are you doing?
space.
Pedicure?
No, I was actually
No, I'm
no,
asking with the-
no. I was actually in they're called office incubation,
All
somewhere in
right.
a building in town
Yeah.
where there's a
I know
floor.
those
It's like a
places.
business hub.
Yeah.
Then you rent out a space.
But at
So I was feeling I had reached somewhere. So I'm calling my dad. I've
Yeah,
resigned
out
my
of
job,
excitement.
and he's telling me, room ni kama choo."
At
You
least
know,
you had-
yes.
at least
But
you
later
had
on,
an
he
office.
came to understand as the business was growing, and he's come to appreciate.
Yeah, at least you had an office. Us, we used to operate from a cyber cafe.
Yeah,
That
Yes.
was you just go get a space in a cyber, and that's where your office is.
But I think parents, in closing, I think parents should encourage their kids. I know a lady who told me that she rented a corridor. That's why I asked you if it's pedicure.
Yes.
She had a corridor in the middle of Tomboya Street.
Yes.
And she started filing nails.
Yeah.
She'd do it for 50 bob. Like, sasa auntie, aki kabla uingie kwa matatu, let me just file your name, the nails real quick. Now she owns a whole floor of a building in town and somewhere
That's
in Gigiri.
nice.
And she does nails.
Yeah.
And she
Sometimes-
lives in Runda. She bought a house. It's an amazing story.
Sometimes you just have to let them catch up with you, I guess.
Yes.
Eric, what's on your mind today, man?
What's on my mind? I was browsing the World Wide Web.
That's the internet in short.
And I was quite fascinated. I don't know if you guys have come across these videos of a guy looking very meekly deep into a woman's soul in an effort to ask for her hand in marriage, and the lady runs off and
Those-
says no. Chicken, no.
Those public proposals.
No, she normally says no, cries, then runs off.
Yes. So I was
Has
wondering.
that happened to you?
No.
Oh, you wish. It
I
has.
think what's on my mind is whether or not I would prefer a private or a public proposal. And would I pop the question in, say, a shopping mall or just somewhere secluded? And what you guys would think. Would you? How did your ex-husband propose to you, Barbara?
Private, and I prefer private.
How did he do it?
Like, it was so random. My God.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't even know it was a proposal.
Were you cutting onions in the kitchen?
Yes.
Barbara, you
I was
know-
making breakfast.
Are you romantic? Do you cry?
Do you know Emmanuel doesn't think I'm romantic?
You have a
Okay, my
romantic
romantic bone just
That
fizzled
guy
away.
killed it.
Yes, someone killed it.
How come you're not telling us how he did it?
No, it was nothing. It was not even a hallelujah story. to
Oh,
tell
you were
about.
just cutting onions.
I was making breakfast. I was actually making breakfast. I was making an omelette. Then it was so weird. He didn't even have a ring, and then tells me,
What?
He didn't have a ring.
"No, we did the ring. I think 2 days
you
later.
don't
It was a Sunday. It was a weekend. I think we'd gone out. Then, my God, I'm on air. I lied to my mother. I'm going to visit a friend." Because, of course, my parents are very strict. So I actually slept over at his place. Then I was making breakfast in the morning.
For him. After
For him.
his
Us,
very
let me say.
hard work.
Oh, yes, really. So, yes, and while I was in the kitchen, he comes and says, "You know, I think we should stay together." So in my back, I'm like, this man knows I cannot leave home if I'm not married.
Yeah.
So he asked me, he's like, "No." I was like, "Why?" I gave him the story. He's like, "No, I mean, we should get married." Then I was like, "You're serious?" And that's when he actually just went to the words.
So he just asked you like
that. So
did he lean?
It's like-
Did he kneel?
it's
Sorry.
like-
No, he didn't. That's what I'm telling. It wasn't a hallelujah
Yes,
story.
you can say, let's go to town and get some.
Exactly. Then the next, I think the
Barbara,
next.
that was not a proposal.
Yes, the next
I think
day
he
is when
made
I-
a suggestion for you.
Not
to say together.
suggestion, but I got a ring on a Tuesday. Now,
Barbara, let me do this for you. Let me give you some few moments. 'Cause you look like you're about to cry.
Spice
Yeah,
up
we
your
have
life.
an amazing time right here in the studio. You're tuned into 94.4 Spice FM and you're hanging out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisingani. And if you're in places like Kitengela, where I live, and places like Rongai, and places like Wangige, the frequency still is 94.4 Spice FM.
I welcome you all the way from Hardy, Karen, Lovington area, and even Gigiri. We are live and direct on 94.4 Spice FM. If you're in Mombasa, Mtopanga, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu, Kisauni, we welcome you on 87.9. And if you're in Kisumu or Bunga, Riat, Manyata, Mamboleo, we are live and direct on 102.5. Remember also in the areas of Kijiwetanga, in Malindi, Gede, and Maweni, we are live on 97.6 or 97.7. Also, if you're stuck in the office for this or that reason, simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke. We are the adults in the room, and my name is Eric Omondi.
and I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can also plug in on our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Let me repeat that: Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitters. Let us know where you are tuned in from. Let us know what you think about the conversation of our today.
Yeah, man. And remember, if you're in a taxi or in a matatu, you can stream us live on your phone. And if you have your earphones, you just stick it and
Yes.
go into your Google Chrome or
Yes.
whatever browser you're using.
Yes.
And you can stream us live on
That-
spicefm.co.ke.
Yes.
That's absolutely right. The adults in the room, where we have all no hold bad conversations
Real
about
talk.
relationship, money, sex, and in Barbara's case, hard work after.
Let me tell you, Barbara, Paul is son of
No, I'm
that
waiting for
terrible
my
man.
next proposal.
Yes.
I'm trusting God it will be different, but I don't like public proposals.
All right.
I think, I prefer a private one.
Emmanuel, how did you propose to your wife?
I proposed to my wife privately.
On
that's
money?
because I had done public.
I knew it.
I done a public proposal which went Auri.
Yes.
In fact, I remember we'd gone for some wedding, and then I don't even like remembering this story.
You went to propose in
I
someone's
went
wedding.
for a wedding. It was pressure. I was proposing.
That's
because
bad
of pressure.
manners.
I was being told, propose. So I went for some wedding, and then we went. Then after the wedding, I took her to the garden. Then I told her, will you marry me? Then
You
I
wait for
felt-
someone else to arrange their wedding, plan things, have a beautiful scenery. Then you take your proposal. That's bad manners.
No, that was a good idea. It was
So what did
actually
she
a lovely
say?
space.
What did she say?
She said yes. Jackie, yes.
Did she cry?
Then she said crying and calling her friends. That time, I'm like, what have I done? But you know, that night I went out. I went to a bar.
You were sad.
Yeah, I was sad.
Yeah, like you've just tied.
Because it wasn't honest, man. It wasn't an honest proposal.
Eric-
But I think I'd prefer a private
Private.
proposal.
I've been
Would you?
thinking, as somebody who's never proposed, I would. I think I would invite. I was just thinking around the videos I've been seeing online of people, of ladies running off. I think a lot of guys need to ask if these people they are about to marry, if they are people who are okay with public display of
Yes, I
affection.
think you need to find out.
And also if they're okay and comfortable with dramatic public display of
Of
whatever they're
affection,
doing.
yeah.
And does speaking in public make her feel comfortable, and things like that. I think some of these chicks freeze, or ladies freeze.
Yeah, it's true.
And is she shy? Will she say no? I think you have to think about all these things so that
You don't get
So you
embarrassed.
don't get embarrassed, because a lot of these guys want to do it for all the other reasons except for the main reason, which is the lady. So I would totally, for my sake, I would much prefer I did it somewhere
To avoid
in the
embarrassment.
heart of Sicily, with my then-to-be fiance.
But you're not supposed to get hints if she'll say yes first before you now start engaging.
No, I think
No,
so
it needs
too.
to be
Very
it
risky
needs to be
business of
spontaneous.
proposing.
Also, I don't know if people talk in relationships. Like for me to propose and then you say no, I not know you enough. I think most of these relationships, if we're being honest, they've happened maybe for 3-6 months.
No,
because if I know you enough, I really would have a clue rather.
Yeah, if
about
you want to get
whether or
married,
not you want to
yeah.
get married or not. Like that guy who was leaning over your head as you're making eggs. I'm sure he had a clue that you would not mind getting married.
Yes.
Anyhow, what's on my mind? Huh? I was thinking about my wife got this offer of a very nice job in the United Arab Emirates.
All right.
So the offer comes with, actually it's Qatar, not UAE, Qatar. So it comes with a very nice salary package for her, and then it also comes with an allowance for the spouse.
Oh.
Yeah? And then they even give you a place to stay. They give you a house, and then they give you an allowance for the spouse, which would be me. And then her, she's
You
given
expected who to be the spouse? It's not you.
you never know who's listening out there. Who I know? So I was thinking to myself, is that okay? She talked about it in her. She said she didn't want to take up the offer because she has another offer here. But I was thinking about it, like would any of you guys here take such an offer, especially you, Eric?
Emmanuel, you don't
An
want to be a husband
Yeah. So now I just
A husband?
I just go to Qatar. My work is just
to lounge on the sofa?
to lounge and to be paid at the end of the month some sort of allowance, while my wife brings in the heavy money.
But women do the same for you, men.
Would
Eric looks like, what are you
Would
saying?
would it be the same? What do you think, Eric? Would you take up such an offer?
Her. Is it mandatory that I go with her so that I get the allowance, or can I get the allowance from here?
No, you can't
not-
get the allowance from
you can't
Nairobi.
get
You
the
have to go.
allowance from-
What's wrong with
No,
you?
no. So
No,
if
I think you could. You can't.
you can't get the
from
allowance
here.
from here. I think
No, but you're not there. Why are you lying?
no. I think you can. For spousal allowance has to be when you are there.
Yes, unless correct me if I'm wrong, but I know people who are in such scenarios.
I think it depends on the company. I think.
Especially for the ladies, you have to go. I know of one of my neighbors went to Israel, and that is how she has to get the allowance when she's there.
What
so
I
she
would do,
relocated with the kids.
what I would do, Emmanuel, if it was very important for my wife to take that opportunity, I would allow her to take it. But also, we'd have a conversation around visiting and things around that. So I can go, say, see her once
But you
every
see,
month,
that's
and then she can come
But
back.
that's
Eric,
not-
you need to
that's-
be
that's
real
a
with
bit
life.
risky, yeah?
With these jobs, you can't be doing monthly. You know, sometimes people like to
Once
answer.
every month, you can't
In
afford
this
it.
day and age,
It's
do you want-
expensive.
In this day and age,
No.
Are we working for so
No,
that I can be
Emmanuel
coming home
said-
every month?
Emmanuel said later that you are allowed 2 trips back home.
Yes.
Or something
Yes,
like
actually,
that.
that's
Yeah,
what-
so you can take those 2 trips and go see her, and then she can shuttle back and see you.
but why can't you sacrifice and move
relocate?
there and leave with
And you'd
her?
want
No,
your
if
wife to
that is
relocate
if
for
that is
you?
an open option, say if I didn't have a commitment at Spice FM, I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
Emmanuel,
why
would you go?
I don't think I'd be too egocentric to a point I cannot go because I'm a man. That is silly.
No, but it's not weird. Being
Emmanuel
taken-
won't go. Are you
it's
looking at
not
his
weird
face?
You know,
being
Emmanuel-
taken care
Emmanuel-
So
of
bukusu it hurts.
by-
You know, Emmanuel is seriously misogynistic. Eh?
Aye, why is this guy talking badly about me on there?
No, I do understand. From a man's point of view, you feel that you are the provider.
So let
the
me ask you: you
protector.
will not go because you're a man.
What do you mean? I've not said that.
No, but you are implying.
You're implying that.
You are implying.
No,
you are
but
like,
now what will I be doing? Will I just be hanging out in the house?
But you are
You
creative
become a
guy. You
husband.
can
That
do
is a
something.
husband who stays at home.
If it was important, let me flip the question. If say now Spice opened shop in Doha, and your wife has to come with you, would you not feel uncomfortable if she had reservations about joining you in Doha?
Yes. And you have to relocate. And knowing you, you'll be like, pack, we
You
go.
see where your misogynistic views are
Yes.
coming in.
Stop saying that.
Okay, I'm not going to agree with Eric, but I feel you're being unfair if you actually don't open up your mind to that. If it was you, she would move for you. Why wouldn't you do that for her?
Oh, but, how will I face the Bukoso elders? But anyway, on a serious note, what will I be doing like all day long?
I think
You'll get a job.
as a creative, I know a friend of mine. He's an excellent writer, and his wife got this big job in the Netherlands, Holland, and there was an opportunity for him to go and not do anything per se. I think it's just spousal allowance that was in the offing for him, and he had an elaborate career in Nairobi. But he packed up and went with his wife because
Yeah, be a stay-at-home
they have a
husband.
young child they're bringing up. and it's a young marriage. They've just barely been married for 3 years. So he felt, he could
And then you
support
see
the wife.
she'll be the one earning all the money.
What is wrong with
But
that?
you have an allowance.
You have an allowance. You have some money on your pocket.
But then that brings me to the hot topic. The hot topic of today is: do you think a couple's finances should be together or separate? You're gonna have a very deep. Barbara is already.
I'm not even believing.
What is that?
I can't even believe that you even chose that as a hot topic
But
today.
I tell you what, Eric. You see someone like Angela Merkel.
Yes.
Angela Merkel is married to a guy who is he's a scientist. His name is Josh something. I've forgotten his second name. Joachim Sauer. All right, so him is very private. But you see, with a job like his wife's, I think a job like that you can actually agree to stop doing your job at Spice FM. And being a
become
full-
the prime. It become
And you
being a
always
full-time
say that I
fast
have
man.
money behind my head. Are you listening to yourself right now?
No, it's not about money. Those guys are not paid a lot of money compared to the Kenyan politicians. Those guys are paid very less money compared to some of the politicians
much,
here.
much
But
less, yeah.
because of the role of being the first husband, you may have to quit your job and the adults in the room.
and go become the husband of the state.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like look at the Duke, the husband to the Queen.
The
Yes.
Duke of Edinburgh.
Yes. His role is to be the.
They're actually cousins.
Yes.
They're cousins. Huh?
Yes. Yeah, actually, yes.
So
yeah.
you do such a role if it's a kingship or presidency, isn't it?
So you, unless it was
checking.
kingship.
No, I was going to answer.
Okay,
I didn't refute even a husband role without necessarily having a very seniority place in government. But I think it's just a matter of common sense. It's just a matter of common sense. Look, my income in Nairobi would not score a quarter of what we are being paid in Qatar.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you're earning 4 times what I would earn in Nairobi. So why not go with you to Qatar? I can look for other opportunities there while I take these spousal
Support.
alliances, and then we grow. I think a lot of men are broken families because of this ego.
Yeah.
Most of us are really egocentric that we forget the basics of ABC.
So ego is before
For
anything.
Yeah,
me, if
ego
a
is
woman
before
can be a
anything.
stay-at-home mom for you, I think even a husband can be a stay-at-home.
Should.
Yeah, or actually not
Absolutely
can,
should.
should be, and ought to be a stay-at-home father, dad for the family.
All right, that means there's a vacancy from tomorrow. Anyway, I'm kidding. How about you, Barbara? What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I'm actually talking about finances. A friend of mine over the weekend was having a challenge supporting the husband because the husband has lost a job, and I felt it's a bit off. Personally, if I'm married to you and your income or you lose your job, I would support you because you've been there for me. But I didn't understand why this lady felt a pinch, and just brought the question that when situation or dynamics change in a relationship, especially in marriage, when one person loses a job, does the other person feel a pinch? Or is it very uncomfortable for people just to pull up the weight for both of them because at that particular moment things are tight?
Yeah, I mean, I think she should. The person who has the job should totally pull up the. Hold
She's
for the
just
other
being
person.
so difficult about it. I think she's been used to the high life.
I keep telling you guys that a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. The people get married for the wedding and not the marriage.
Yes.
Because if you think about marriage holistically, it is very involving. In fact, I can say it's very dangerous. No, it is dangerous because this person, you are tied to them forever. Forever is a long time for anything.
Yes.
If somebody told me you are Spice forever, I'd be like, even if somebody said, we'll tell you when to leave work, thank you so much for coming, but you can't quite decide when to go back home.
Yes.
That becomes quite strenuous, right?
Yes.
So I think people need to interrogate the reasons for them getting into relationships or even marriages, because marriage is not a convenience. It's not something you put on and then you put out sometimes. So you have to be ready for all these pitfalls.
And most of us are not.
A lot of us aren't.
Yes, I read a story about there's a journalist who died. She was a famous journalist back in the day. She died, and her husband put a post recently and said that when you're getting married, you should think, like Eric was saying yesterday, think or plan even for the worst.
Be intentional.
Think of the time when she may be sick and you're the one who's gonna wipe
They're the
wash her
caregiver.
up.
Yeah.
Or
just wheel around in a wheelchair.
Yes, which is I think a full-time job.
But you see, a lot of ladies, if you're being honest, think about the rice and the wedding and the dress.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, then it stops there.
Yes.
It does stop there.
But that's a bit unfair.
Talk to your friend. Tell her to.
I
pick up
have.
the
I just found it a bit off.
It is totally off.
Yes,
It's not a bit.
yeah,
It's totally off.
And I was like, maybe I'm out of the game for a while, so I don't know how that. But I was just repulsed by the thought of it.
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM. We're about to hit the hot topic, so please don't touch that dial.
24/7 around the world, non-stop. This is Spice FM.
Lionel Richie from his album Dancing on the Ceiling, 1986. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and the time now is 8:04. And if you've just joined us, we want to welcome you to the Adults in the Room, the home of authentic conversation.
That is absolutely right. Remember, we play your absolute favorite 80s ballads and your spicy soul jams. We are the sugar and spice and everything nice. If you want to reach out to us, we have a line just for you. It's 0719 012 600. And if you're listening from Mombasa, anywhere in Chuda, Nyali, Jomvu, Kisauni, or Mtopanga, we are live and direct on 87.9. If you're in Nyeri or Daya area, Karatina, Mukuraini, we are on 97.9. What about Kisumu, Bunga, Riat, Manyata, Mamboleo, all of my friends all the way in Kisumu on 102.5. Remember, Spice FM is a fast radio coming alive in a visual format. And if you're in the capital of, Barbara, do you know the capital of Seychelles?
No,
it's called Victoria. And if you're
Thank you for combing me.
If you're in Victoria, in Seychelles, or all the way in Algiers, in Algeria, or in Cairo, in Egypt, or in Pretoria, Durban, Cape Town, and areas of South Africa, you simply have to go to www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric
Omondi, and I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Eric has said it all and said it well. And if you are plugged in on the social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And as I said, you can call in on 0719 let me repeat that, 0719 012 600. That is 0719 012 600. And our SMS code is 40127. Our hot topic today is, do you think a couple's finances should be together or separate?
Yeah, Barbara, you've just taken the words right out of my mouth. The hot topic is, do you think a couple's finances should be together or should they be separate? Eric, what do you think?
That is,
for the record, no.
That is very interesting. You know, I meet a lot of people around town on the streets, and a lot of young people are brilliant. Kenyans have very good human capital.
Yes.
So young people tell me, Eric, I have this fantastic business idea I'd want to share. Can I come and bring it to Standard Group so you have a look at it?
Yes.
So it's very interesting you said that.
And it's interesting. You know, the president, I saw there was a furor online where he was saying, and he was right, that young people should think about investing in business, becoming entrepreneurs.
Yes,
that's totally right.
Actually, we should not wait for white-collar jobs. All of us cannot be employed.
All right. I was actually reading something in that effect earlier on in the office, and KTN has hooked up with KCB to that effect.
Eric, you're totally right. Kenyans Eats Back. Lions Den, the country's biggest business reality television show, is here once again. Excitement, tension, and of course drama appear everywhere.
Find out which bold and determined entrepreneurs, for all those who applied from across the country, actually made it to the den.
Season 4 of KCB Lions Den begins next week, Tuesday, September 3rd at 8 p.m. only on KTN. Be prepared to watch the Lions roar again.
Is that it's open? I think also it's not open for staff members, because even
No. Keep your ideas. No, please. Keep your ideas to this table.
There's actually a radio station host back in the day.
Yes.
You know these game shows where people win money?
Yes.
So she called a taxi driver who used to drop at work and said, I know the answer to the question. So when I get it, you just call.
Then we can share the money.
So the silliness in her phone call, she made the phone call in the studio.
Ooh.
So it was captured.
Aye.
And the taxi guy called.
And
they said, hello, nilikuwa nataka kusema ile answer, najua hiyo kitu, kuru ni kifuri ya kuninia. Then she's like, oh, amazing, you've gotten it. What's your name? Then she was really called to the HR. So that's what would happen to you.
So don't try that. You still need this job.
Yeah, but if you try that, you'll really be called by the HR department to send you your being fired letter.
Anyway, our hot topic today is if you think couples finances should be together or separate. And as someone who is a couple, I'm the only guy in this room here who is a member of a couple.
Who cares?
Situation. I can. I can. So anyway, for us at our place, Eric and Barbara, we have, and I think I've shared before, we have a common pool of money. We just put the money together, and then if my wife, currently my wife is not yet, she's not working right now, as of now. So if she needs money, she has my ATM card. So she just goes and withdraws whatever she feels like, and she goes and buys whatever she feels like. And then if I need money, I have the mobile phone app. I just use the mobile phone.
That's interesting.
And I learned that from my dad. My dad used to give my mom his ATM card. So he used to say if a woman doesn't have money, she'll grow old. So my mom always had his ATM card. So I think
she'll grow old because she'll come asking for money all the time.
No, she'll be stressed.
Right.
She'll ask for money and it'll make her stressed.
All right.
So it was, and it was quite interesting. My mom would go to the ATM to check if there's money, and she'd come back and tell my dad, "Yeah, there's money," and it would be a nice, happy family. So I think for me, it's an inherited trait.
That's very
For
interesting.
me, while sharing a bank account can simplify the management within the family, the openness, I feel like as a woman, I might lose my financial freedom. Yeah, so I am not so much as pro sharing account. If you want us to share an account, I'll be very open with you that I will still have another account. I still believe we can keep separate accounts, share and manage everything as a couple, discuss what needs to be spent, plan, but please leave me to my account because I do not want to be financially unfaithful or commit adultery by having a separate account.
So you
because you see, you can unfaithfulness in a
yourself-
relationship is just not physical. It could be mental. I lied to you.
So you're saying you'll go and open a secret account?
Yes, if you don't allow me.
That reminds
What do you
me.
mean allow me?
That reminds me.
No, I feel our money should be separate.
First of all, Barbara, I agree with your opinion in part. First of all, I think the only time I can commit to that very serious commitment of sharing my money that I've worked for daily with a woman,
Even with a man.
she has to be one, my wife. There is no any other format that I can
Even if you're
agree.
my husband, I ain't sharing.
There is no any other format that I would agree to sharing my money. My money. Anyway, so I think how a couple operate is usually quite dynamic. It's
Yes.
not static that we'd say it should be like this or like that.
Let me ask you a question, Eric, because I know your points are lined up like fire. You've never been in a situation when you were dating in the past where you and your girlfriend hooked each other up with money?
No, that is very different. Hookup is very different. All of us
Explain
But that's
hookup.
exactly
Explain
what you're
hookup.
saying. You
No,
can never
explain
ever-
hookup, gentlemen,
No,
because I'm
I
not
think
getting
Emmanuel
that.
is
You're
asking.
dating. Say I'm dating you.
Yes.
Say we are in college.
Yes.
And then I'm dating you. All right. Clearly, we are both broke, but sometimes you have money, sometimes I have money. So I can come to you and tell you, hey, Barbara, this week I don't have money for lunch. Give me 500 bob.
Are you
That time,
returning?
That was a lot of money.
Are you returning?
No, this is an any situation, Maz.
So what if we are dating? You'll return my money. No.
I'm talking to the wrong person.
Yes.
So, Eric.
Yes. yes.
You're
you've
the
never-
man in
you-
this relationship, so I take your money.
think
is
if
our
you're
money.
asking, if I
my
hear you-
money is my money.
If I hear you correctly, you're asking if in my past relationships
Yes.
I've ever needed money so much as to ask the girlfriend I was dating if she can hook me up.
Yes.
That is very different from what we were talking about. We are talking
Yes.
about, there are two things we are talking about. Whether one, you will pull your money together as Emmanuel does with his wife.
Yes.
Or if you're going to firewall, your money stays with you, she stays with her money, and then you share utilities.
What is wrong?
So
in
what
even
I'm
having-
saying
Yeah.
is this. I'm saying only in a marital relationship can I be comfortable to
Doing
pool
that.
our money. But while dating you, I can't pool money with you. You should go away with your money. Then me, I stay with my money. And then we can pay things together. As per whether or not I can
we're
hook
not
you
so-
up. As per
Just
whether...
also-
Are we talking about pooling resources?
No, see, we are talking
Wait,
about...
about joint accounts.
Finances. Like, if let me read the whole topic for you. Yeah? Do you think couples' finances should be together or separate?
That is a couple
But that's
that is
exactly
married.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I've first
So
of
it's
all
with-
qualified. I've said the only time I can pull, because the reason I'm saying couples, you can be a live-in together couple.
Yes.
Right? You are not legally married, but
But
you
you
live
stay
in
together.
together. All right. So I'm saying as Eric, I am only able to commit to such a huge commitment of putting our resources together after we like people know that this is my wife, but I can't do it in any other format. Then you've asked me the question, have I never been in a situation where I needed my girlfriend's boost when life was becoming slack? And I said, that is very different. It's not the same as what we are discussing.
Yes.
Even now, if I were to date and my girlfriend, I saw her hair was being off, I would not wait for her to ask for me. I would totally send her money into
That's a lure in you.
But what I will not do is take my hard-earned money
and give her an
say,
ATM.
babe, I've opened an account in Bank X. Come and sign so that we have an account together.
But Barbara, the relationship is heading to marriage. Like you're a couple and you're
for
relating.
me,
you've decided you love one another.
What is wrong? Even if we're couples, we are married. What is wrong in you having an account, me having an account? Then, if we need something, we will sit down, discuss, plan. This needs to be paid, or bring the money that you want. Give it to me. I'll expense it the way it's supposed to. Why do we have to share this account?
Barbara and Emmanuel, life can get in the way of any good planning. Life can get, this chick can meet a guy with a bigger chest and you'll be in a lot of trouble.
And
who she loves genuinely and
this
deeply.
Guy with the bigger
And
chest, I tell you why that bigger chest guy
for me, don't.
because he's open. Him is like, hey, me, I'm open with you, babe. Apart from my chest, you have my money.
But let me tell you, don't jump straight into this sharing account business. Test the waters first. I think you need to test the waters.
Barbara, hold that thought. We'll be back after this very short message. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and remember, at the top of the hour, we're going to be taking in your phone calls and we get your feedback about this hot topic, which is getting hotter by the minute. The number is 0719012600. I'll take that again. The number is 0719012600.
That is absolutely right, Emmanuel. Remember, if you're listening from the richest nation, the only second richest nation with in the entire Africa, by the way.
Which is not nation.
The richest nation and the only other nation in Africa with a GDP per capita of $10,000 is Equatorial Guinea. And their capital is Malabo. If not Malawi, look at this.
I said Malabo.
Anyway, if you're in Guinea or anywhere else in Africa, remember you can tune in to www.spicefm.co.ke. And if you're in the areas of Nairobi's Central Business District going home, Westlands, Riverside Drive, all the way up to Lavington Green, we are live and direct on 94.4. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can also chime in on the conversation on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram on Spice FM KE. That is Spice FM KE, Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook. And as Emmanuel has said, call Lean at the top of the hour. We shall be taking in your calls, suggestions, and ideas on this topic, which says, do you think a couple's finances should be together or separate? For the record, I am for it to be separate. And
Guys,
I'll give my reasons why.
I was telling you something, Barbara, before. I know you'll start crying here because of your past.
No. For me, it is factual.
I'm joking.
Yes.
Anyway, so I was saying that a couple operates very differently. I mean, it's very dynamic. It's not one set fits all for everybody to emulate.
Yes.
And I was also saying that life can get in the way of any good plan. I think there are many factors we need to look at. Each individual's view on money would come to play.
Yes.
Say in our dating stages, I would ask, what are your views on money? What are your views on firewalling vis-a-vis pulling together money and putting them in a combined account, as Emmanuel would give his wife his card? I would also ask about children, past and present relationships. Do you have kids who will want to eat part of my money?
Oh my God.
No. It's very important.
Are you going to ask these questions like the way you're doing now? Or in a more casual manner?
This man is not normal.
No, it's very important. These are very important. Barbara, I keep telling you to ask 1,000. You see, every day you see the reasons
Every
why.
day I learn something. Don't worry. I learn something from you every day.
These questions are quite tough for a dating situation.
Also, I would ask something like, is each individual's consumption habits. For instance, if I have a monstrous appetite, e.g. I need a goat from time to time, or a marinated particular chicken from a gourmet restaurant,
Yes.
or a gourmet place, and the other party just is okay with vegetables, you see, they'll feel like you're being unfair on them.
Yes.
I'd also ask things about special needs. Maybe there's a chronic ailment you have which needs to be catered
Eric,
for.
you're just being me. Just
No,
separate
it's-
accounts. At this
No.
rate.
It's very important. I'm coming home. I'll talk about employment status. There's
Yes.
no way we are pooling my money and you don't have work.
That one is a no for
Yeah. So if we are only pulling, I am happy to support you, but we are not pulling nothing if you don't have work.
For me, the biggest issue I have with this separate joint account business, some of us don't have very good credit ratings. For example, I need to check on your credit score. Why am I pulling or having a joint account with you? For example, I want to take a loan. Will be scored lower if maybe I don't spend money.
Even credit score is a stretch and very American. The length of a relationship, something as basic as how long do I know? You know these chicks who have immediate.
But you're the one who've married her.
Let me tell you, there are women who have the instantaneous immediacy of asking for money. You're like, hi, how are you? Coffee sometime? Good. But before coffee, okay, I need 50K. We are not coupling anything with you. We are not pulling Jack.
So what if you're a guy? You're a guy who's you're like Eric, and then you're doing very well financially.
Yes.
Right. And then you are pulling the resources. The way you're saying, as a couple, as a married couple.
Yes.
And then you hit a rough time.
Yeah.
You hit a rough patch. Yeah. So do you want now this lady to handle her finances on the side? Or do you want her every day to be calling you the way Barbara wants to ask you for 1,000 shillings?
No. It's not like that. I think you're getting it wrong. We can still all have our separate accounts and still do what needs to be done for the family, for the housing, for the house, because we have planning. We have, there are things that are set. If today, for example, I was married to you and you lose your job and I still have my job, I am not going to do a joint account with you. I'll still have my account.
No,
just listen. If things that you are doing needs to be done, I will do them. All I'm saying, give me my financial freedom. It is easier.
That would be a bad strategy.
Why?
First, for me, I'd really.
Who told you to do a joint account with me? I didn't ask you.
Now I was providing really well for this family,
and I will do the same very well without a joint account.
Do you guys know what being a couple is? Being a couple is me, you coming into my life and me coming into your life.
Yes,
so you
not you coming into my money.
No. Who is this person?
No, Emmanuel.
No, listen to me, Baba.
I may love you as a husband, as a father of my children, as everything. I will. What is that song that says, I'll cross a river, I don't know, I'll jump a bridge for you, whatever.
Eric,
but for money, let us be very clear. We need to separate some issues.
This is how
you will know how much I earn. If I earn 100 shillings, I'll be very honest, 100 shillings. I just need us to have some trust issues and be fair. Because sometimes you set limits. Let me give an example of myself. There's a time with my ex, I have a fetish for shoes. I love shoes. If I'm annoyed, I will buy shoes. If I'm happy, I will buy shoes. And yes, we had a joint account and everyone also had a separate account. However, because I felt I was putting in money on the joint account as he was doing, one day I decided to swipe a card for my shoes. I got home. Hell almost broke loose. For him, he was like, you bought shoes. And for me, I'm like, I always buy shoes. Honey, you don't see I look good always. He had an issue me spending shoes on the joint account. It was an argument that I actually took my money and put back that money. Because as Eric was saying, our spending habits are different. I don't want you to get upset with me because money issues in a relationship, you can fight. For him, he did not see the need why I needed 2 extra pairs of shoes. I already have shoes.
Maybe you didn't. Maybe at that time.
Yes, I know I didn't, but I felt like buying shoes, and because I had money, I would buy shoes. I think it's called freedom and financial independence.
I tell you what, Eric. I think it's a question of mutual respect, especially as a
respect because I bought shoes.
Barbara, Barbara didn't want me to defend my point.
I'm sorry, darling.
So it's a matter of mutual respect, especially if you're the lady now and the guy now has the handicap and he's the one depending on you for finances. So yes, the guy should not spend your money badly. All right. Yes, I cannot withdraw your money to go and hang out with my boys. But you as a woman,
I'm not saying
you should. No, listen. You as a woman, you should understand that I'm going through a rough patch right now.
I do understand that.
So it's like my dignity goes down all the time. I call you and tell you, hey man, I need money for airtime. Okay, now I need money to buy, money for bundles. Like that reduces me.
I understand that. Why can't I just give you 50,000 or 100,000? Put it in your account, dispense it the way you feel like, and leave me with my money on this account.
My point is
I will support you, but I will not share an account with you.
My point is I love you, all right?
Yes.
And you love me. And we are doing
Can this love be logical?
And we are doing this marriage thing. Barbara keeps interrupting me while I'm talking. So we are doing this marriage thing together, Eric, all right? Not me and you, me and my chicks.
Yes.
So let's be together during the tough patch and the good patch. Yes, you can yes, your money, I respect your money, but don't make me lose my dignity by coming to ask you for
And
10
I
shillings,
agree
20
with that.
shillings.
And what I'm saying is, you can still keep your dignity, your clothes, your shoes, everything. I will give you money to put in your account.
I'll tell
Not
you what,
to-
guys.
yes.
Let me tell you. A study published in Family Relations that evaluated the diaries of 100 married men and 100 married women for 15 days revealed that the following things were the biggest problems. The following topics were the biggest and most common sources of marital conflicts. Number one, Emmanuel, are you listening?
Yes.
Emmanuel, are you
Number
listening?
one was children. Number two was chores, house chores. Number three was work. Number four was leisure. And the biggest was money. The study said that divorce and remarriage noted and counted to 40% of couples that went separate ways because they could not handle money well. 40% of divorces were caused by couples who could not handle money well. I have another advantage in support of Barbara's point. One of the best things about keeping your own money, even be you married or single or dating or whatever format of your relationship, I think you'd have few arguments. You see, you guys are not married and it's heated already. Yeah? The other one that I really like,
Me and Bob.
the other one that I really like is each partner's money is protected. In this sense, if they have an expensive addiction, say they like taking shots of whiskey and beers, and you have your monies together, they can swipe your money in the bars.
Yes.
Like I know friends of mine who drink hectically. They are perpetual drinkers. So I keep imagining if this guy can swipe. One time I was hanging out with a friend and he swiped 76,000 in the first 45 minutes that we were there because he was buying guys shots
Bottles.
and whatnot. So I was thinking, if I'm to share an account with this particular guy,
You'll get upset.
you're going to die, you know.
But that's a question of character, I think.
No, leave alone character.
Yeah, but you
that
see,
guy-
this is
that's-
also an advantage of having your own money. I don't think everybody can say we will put our money together. While it works best for others,
Not
you can
everyone.
actually have your money on the side and still have a successful marriage.
Don't just
You
jump
don't think so?
straight in. Test the waters and see the character of the person. And I
My-
understand with you
my-
what you're saying, the character of a person. Some people have very poor credit limit. Their spending is just off.
Also,
We
Emmanuel,
just-
the other
And
advantage.
not that you don't love them,
For me-
but you need to be very careful.
Also, Emmanuel, the other advantage, just tying to what I was saying yesterday about hoping for the best but expecting the worst. If you have your monies separately, it's easier to part ways
Yes.
at the end of a relationship.
Yeah.
But why are you planning to part ways?
No,
Why-
we're not
life
planning.
happens.
Why are you a prophet of...
I
The
said-
end of
I-
a relationship can
No,
happen. You
I
can
told
fall out
you-
of love.
I
Someone
told
can
you, Emmanuel.
die.
I told you, Emmanuel. I told you, life can come in the way of any good, perfect plan.
Yes.
Life can come. That you can fall in love and get pregnant by someone else.
Yes, like.
And then
Eric
now, how will
spent.
you divide money? How will you divide this
And
money you've pulled?
And she has your ATM card.
There is,
She knows when you're paid.
There is my father-in-law, my brother's dad. He's retired. He used to work for a parastatal, all right? And then now he's retired in Mombasa. He stays in Mombasa. He's built a small cottage which he rents out to tourists, once in a while. The money doesn't flow in as much, but now his wife is the one who has the money right now. Not that she has so much, but she's the one. She has a job, all right? So you want to tell me that this lady should take money from her salary, and then apportion a little bit, like he's a kid, like he's one of her.
That is the problem
one of
because
his
okay,
children,
how much do you
and
want?
give him-
How much do you
and
want to
give
have the
him,
money?
20, 10 G's, and tell him that will be enough for
So
you.
let me ask you a very personal
I
question.
think for
You're
me,
just
if I was
being
that man in
egocentric.
Mombasa, I'd be like, hey, let it be an open relationship.
Let me ask you a very personal
Put the money
question.
in this account.
What
and
is
take
the
money
real
that I
what
need.
is the real reason for pulling together money for you?
Thank you.
For me, it's trust.
Is it?
Yeah, for me, I think it's like a level of trust. Like we trust each other to the point that we can actually have. We are putting our money where our mouth.
You
Like,
see
I
the
trust
biggest
you,
challenge,
I
Barbara.
love you, but I
Barbara,
don't
the
trust you
biggest-
with my account.
Barbara, the biggest challenge I have with a lot of matters of the heart is that people really employ feelings more than
Logic. Thank you.
So the thing about it, Emmanuel, is this: you can decide, you can divide finances more equitably, okay, and keep track of the payments you have made if you have your monies apart. I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. So if I am married to person X and then we always have contributions on mortgage. Say my wife earns 3 times the amount that I earn. We can decide and say, because we're buying an apartment, I can be giving, say, 10% and she gives 20%. When things go astray, we can come back and say, I've contributed 10% for a period of X amount of time. So things are not lumped up and it causes a lot of problems.
Very quickly, I don't know if I have time, but the problem with that separate thing is if one of the spouses die, the other person will have a lot of problem accessing the finances.
We'll go
Do you
and
know
get
that?
a death certificate. I do know
Is
that.
that easy?
I know that. I know. Yes, it's not
You're gonna,
easy.
Like you can have money in a circle, money in
Yes.
some scheme that you are saving in.
But what if-
just because you're not alive anymore, the person who's alive, who you've left alive, will
Now you're
go
also
to-
What
thinking
if
of
you
that.
don't die?
Yes, what if you don't die? Now you're
What do you
thinking of
mean,
death
what
like
if you
us.
don't die? So
Yeah.
one of you guys will die.
What if you don't die?
You guys are everlasting beings.
No, what if you stay married for 91 years?
We'll be back after this short. Totally right. This is 94.4 Spice FM, the home of authentic conversation and the home of authentic soul music.
That is absolutely right, beloved listener. If you are in Nakuru, areas of Langa, Section 58, Free Area, and the Central Business District of the great county of Nakuru, we are live and direct on 96.0. And if you're in Mombasa, the county I love, the areas of Mtopanga, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu, and Kisauni, we are live and direct on 87.9. Remember, you can call us with all of your feedback about the topic we are discussing at the top of the hour in the next 30 minutes on 0719 012 600. Also remember, the adults in the room has all conversations about nothing that we hold back, from relationships, money, sex, you name it. And Spice FM is a fast radio coming alive in visual format, countrywide and Africa-wide. So be you in the heart of Egypt, in Cairo, Durban, Pretoria, or in Camps Bay, in Cape Town, or all the way down in Rabat, Marrakech, Fes, or Casablanca. It reaches on www.spicefm.co.ke. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can contribute to the conversation on our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And as Eric said, you could call in. Let us know where you are. Let us know what you want to say, or can contribute to the conversation on 0719 012 600. That is 0719 012 600.
Yeah, Barbara, you said it just right. And remember, between the 8:45 and 9 o'clock, we're going to take a phone call.
Actually, that's the next 15 minutes.
I hope the guys who are calling in, Barbara and Eric are really upsetting me in the studio because
We're not
I realized
upsetting
the
you.
level of trust. Let me tell you guys something. I think for me, trust is a very important thing. All right, and for me, if
Can
don't
you trust me without giving you your
Thank
money?
you. What is wrong with this trust issue?
Trust is including money. Like trust me even with your money. In fact, one of the ways, Eric, you're a church-going man. All right.
Why do you want to put? I also go to church.
Yes, and Barbara, you're also a church-going lady, all right? So, one of the things that God says when he talks about money is that he loves it when your money does not separate you from him, all right?
Yeah, that's
In fact,
true.
the first thing he says you do is you tithe
Tithe,
your money.
yes.
And people hate tithing. Why?
I
It's
love-
painful.
yes.
For me, part of trust is trusting me also with your money. I tell you why.
Do you know your wife
Because
is not
if you
God?
don't- if
Do you know
don't-
your wife is not
if you
God?
don't trust me with finances, you might not. We might lose trust even in other things. Like I don't know what other thing you're doing on your own. You see,
No.
like Barbara,
Emmanuel,
I
hear
don't
you.
know what secret land Barbara has in Kilifi or somewhere.
Emmanuel, I hear you, and I want to say this. One of the cons of having separate accounts, and I agree with you, it's easier to hide things from each other. Granted, all right? It requires more trust, all right? And makes it easier to commit financial infidelity by hiding, say, purchases like in Barbara's
Like
case,
Barbara,
shoes.
yeah. Barbara.
But however,
Why can't I just have my money?
I want to spin the works and say, supposing your wife, right, whom you're married to and whom you dearly love, said, you know, babe, I really appreciate that you're very open about the idea of sharing accounts and pulling together finances. But as for me and myself, I'm happy having separate accounts. What would you respond to that?
Yeah.
I'd be hurt, but I'll be like, that's fine.
Then
But-
why
but I'd be
are
hurt.
you being so hard on me when I want to have my separate account?
No,
What I'm just trying to say is, it is okay to have a joint account, but it's not for everyone. We can still have a joint one and I can have a separate account. I don't want to lie to you. I know of an instant where a man was insisting I was of the opinion like Emmanuel here, where you have to, and I'm sorry, Emmanuel, I think it's very old school. Yeah. To everything on one kitty. This lady had to put some stash on the side. And it has happened, and people can call in to testify. Women have saved their husbands with their secret stashes.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
I
So
think
sometimes instead of me hiding and having to have a secret stash, just know Barbara has an account at Bank X. You have an account at Bank Y, but we'll pull resources. Whatever needs to be done for this relationship to work, it will work. Don't bring the issue of trust, because have logical love. You're an
Emmanuel,
adult.
Emmanuel
You're
and
not
Barbara.
18 years old.
There's a very
Emmanuel.
common story which is told about this guy. And we're talking about trust. You know,
Yes.
there's this guy who had this apartment. You know that story?
Yes.
This guy used to pay rent
Yeah.
in the bank, you know, to this apartment. Only for him to discover in future, just summarize the story, that he was paying rent to his wife. How do you think that guy felt?
that is terrible. But
That's
that's not what
terrible,
you're
yeah.
talking about. That was a very weird,
Oh, but
very
that's
sick.
where this story goes.
It doesn't
The
have
story
to
is
go
that's-
there.
It doesn't have to
no,
go there. Emmanuel, this
it
is
doesn't
what
have
I'm
to go
saying.
there. We can just be very honest.
Now, let me finish. I think the one common denominator that I think all of us must have, which is very necessary, is for everyone to have full disclosure and discuss their feelings about this, Emmanuel. Do what works for you. Like most things, there is no one size fits all, like I said earlier. No one size fits all
Formula.
approach. And as each relationship is very unique and life variables are going to differ, but when in doubt, you should test it. So you bringing a very sad story that, you know, I was paying rent and then I turned out to be nini, that is manipulative. This woman can come and say, I love you and we're going to have a relationship
Yes.
together. However, I'm very uncomfortable sharing money. You see the way you have experiences from
Two
your dad.
accounts are better than one.
Barbara, wait. You see the way you have experiences from your dad. Your dad said, a woman will grow older. That's why I give your mother the ATM card. You might marry a woman who says, my father had money separate and used to take care of our mom until they passed on.
Yes.
So that is the formula I want. So are you able and ready to adjust so that your wife has her own separate account? Doesn't mean she has an apartment to which you're paying
Yeah.
rent to. Doesn't mean she's untrustworthy. She just doesn't want her money with yours.
It doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Yeah, I
And
don't know
two-
why
yeah, I don't
you
know
are
why.
mass
It doesn't have
institute.
to be, yes.
Yeah,
And
just-
look at it in this way. Two accounts are better than one.
I tell you what I would do, Barbara. Now that I think about it, this is what I would do, Emmanuel. In all honesty, I would have a savings account, my own. I'd have a joint account for savings for hers and mine. I would have my own current account. She can have her account and her own savings.
Eric, those are
So-
now 7 accounts.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Even if she wants 9. So the thing is this: I am happy to pay for utilities, rent, school fees,
And
and
etc.
everything. Because I pride in providing. In fact, I believe a real man
Should provide.
shows love by giving.
Yes.
I think I'm very wary. I'm very
Please
wary
repeat
of
that
men.
statement for those people who are not listening.
I'm very
A
wary
real
of
man
men
shows-
who are very shy about provision and
And
they get
stingy.
jittery. So I will provide. In fact, my prayer is that my wife uses her money for our own things.
Like you want to provide.
Thank you, Eric.
Yes, I would love to provide everything. I think I am most proud
Do you
providing
think
everything.
that is a way of controlling her?
No. I will show love. I've
there's
told
some
you.
men- there are some men who control.
No,
you.
no, no.
Personally, my
They
money
say-
is mine, your money
they-
is our
they
money.
use that
It is
like
family
as a-
money.
They use that like a joker, like you can go away because
No.
anyway.
No,
I'm
no,
the
no,
one
no, no.
providing
I
You
everything.
need a
think-
woman is also financially
I
dependent.
think work is good for everybody. There's dignity in labor, right? So I would prefer that a woman works for her own dignity and her own creativity and whatever else. But as Erica, I'm very happy to provide for my wife from what she wears and how she eats, where she sleeps, even her car. I saw a woman the other day in Kileleshwa driving a very big Mercedes. And the pride with which she was strutting around and talking to her husband on phone was very pleasing to me. So I am happy to provide like that. What I do not want to do is having a very closed-mindedness of,
yeah.
look, put your money here. No, put.
No, it's not
put,
like
put.
that. It's not the put.
No,
your
you,
money.
okay.
No, I'm not talking
I
about
feel
you.
like
I'm saying, I'm not
our
talking about
management
you.
styles of money are different for me.
Yes, you have to be open-minded.
You have to be open.
Because there are
So I
men
don't
also,
trust-
Emmanuel.
yeah.
There are men who are like, if the woman does not put her money here, she's cheating, she's lying, she's doing
that's-
something, which
that's
is
off.
wrong.
Yeah.
And also, another thing that I've also noticed, and I stand corrected, sometimes when there's one person who is like the sole breadwinner or one person is earning more than the other, one person ends up feeling very entitled to certain things. So it is easier when you all have your separate entities. There is nothing wrong with that.
What do
Just
you mean by separate entities?
when I mean separate account. Separate, yes. Provide, as Eric is saying. Just provide. It is just easier. I don't know why we have to have this. And I'm not lying to you. I'll tell you, my account is XYZ. I am earning XYZ. I just don't need us to be that cozy when it comes to finances. Because, as I said, not everyone has a very good credit score. I may want a loan. And there you are. You're still at CLB.
Also, Barbara and Emmanuel, if you think about it, even if we pool our money together, you know, there are many differences that can arise because one of you likes to spend money while the other one likes to save.
Exactly. So
even
I
you
feel
now,
bad.
if we have a business and we are putting money in that account, you know, you can perpetually call me to go and withdraw. Like, hey, you know, I'm going to Mombasa with the wife here. And it will annoy me, even if it's your money.
Even
and your
if you're
contribution.
returning it.
So there's a sense of, you know what? Yes, you can watch on each other, but there's a sense of liberty that is lacking sometimes when.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you're a couple and you're like Barbara, like you have your own money and I have my own money, and then I ask you for money. I tell you, Barbara, hook me up with say 50 G's. Is it a must you pay back the money?
Yes.
It's a must you pay back.
You need to ask it. Do you want a loan or do you just want money?
You loan your husband money.
Yes, people loan their husband.
Emmanuel, you're such a Mobutu Sese Seko
What
as
is
a
hard?
banker.
You're supposed to loan you'd loan your wife money.
Yes, people
I
loan
would
their
not
spouses.
loan her, but look, if you came
And they return.
if you came, Emmanuel, and asked for a significant figure, I'm married to you. Come and say, babe, I need
150
500 G's. I need 500 G's. Surely, see, there's somewhere where that money came from.
Exactly. It's not
I've
just
not
a store.
offered voluntarily to give you. You're asking for it. So first, I want to know what for, and number
It's
two,
not 5 Gs.
are you going to bring it back? Because you've asked, it's a significant amount of money. If I
Yes.
can't give it to you, I'll say, I'm sorry. I
Maybe
can't
I'm
afford
not
it.
like you who has 50,000
Why
all.
do you want? Why don't
Why
you
do you want
to-
my money all that?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see
yeah.
why I need a
Where's Jen?
separate account. He was married to
Tell
this
you
guy.
what, let me tell you, you guys are strange people because I feel like you guys have trust issues.
No, we
you can't
don't have
make your
trust.
husband or your wife a commodity. Like you can't now start having them write. You want her to write a list of the
No,
things
we
that
are not. That is why we are.
Emmanuel,
With
you've
the-
asked the question, and it's a good question. You've said, if my wife came and said, babe, I need 50K, I am not just going to slap and give it to
I
her.
am not a billionaire or
I'm going to
millionaire. I just
ask-
have money
I am
lying
going to
around.
ask- I'm going to ask, babe, what do you need it for? Then she say, baby, Skia, I'm going to buy some shoes. My friend went to Dubai. I also want to go to Dubai, and the flight is just 36. Then I'll sit down and say, babe, you know what? Because we are trying to put a down payment for a house, I don't think that's a good purchase.
But if you
what we
still-
can do, let's do your hair for now.
But no, but that's
No,
not- that's
no,
not
for
right.
me,
You
it's
see,
different.
I'm talking about your wife. I'm talking about your wife.
Yeah,
I'm not
see,
talking-
that's-
I'm
I've
not
said
ta-
my
that's-
wife.
Your wife is
Emmanuel?
someone you know her character. You know she's someone who's responsible.
Yes.
You know she uses her money well.
Yes.
And you know the fact that she's come to ask you for money, she's not an idiot. Like she's.
So you will not ask your wife what she wants the money
Hey,
for?
my God,
500,000?
No, 500
Mrs.
is a lot of
Kiesangani,
money.
Okay,
you are
50.
so
Just talking about
lucky.
even 50
Hey,
Gs.
I beg oh. Hey,
Even 50 G's, you'll just chomo.
Yeah, you chop.
I wish I would ask for 100,
For real.
150.
For real, no, honestly, she's come and asked you for money. You know, she's come and she's.
And
in
so
fact-
you don't ask is for what?
No, you can say what is it for, but you don't. You see, Eric is saying, "Siju, I'll have a list." And
No,
then
for
I'll
me, it's
chop
not-
it up. Eric is saying, "I'll chop it up and give you 5 Gs for your hair."
No,
That is
no,
Mother
no.
Rao.
For me,
No,
I
it's
would
not.
not take
No,
the
I think
Eric's
so.
way.
I think so.
I will not. Okay, Eric, that's for that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Emmanuel, look at it in this way. For example, my spouse, my husband came and asked me, Han, I need 50 Gs. I don't always carry money in my handbag. So I'll be like, you need it today. Is it urgent? If it's something, based on a conversation, you'll know he needs it. I'm like, sweet, will you return? I'm going to be very honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I don't know why
because
you're
as
getting
Eric
offended
has
when
asked,
somebody wants
I did
it
collect
back.
that money. I worked hard. I sweat. I have worked hard
Okay,
for that.
so
So I will loan you that money. And let it be booked.
So what would
And you
happen?
need to
Would
pay
you-
it.
would-
If you don't know women's money, you pay. If you don't pay,
How would you
Emmanuel, you want
How
money
would
and
you
not
pay
pay?
my-
How would you ask the money back?
even me, I
Say,
can
say,
ask
what
you.
happened to that 50K? You said you pay it back in 30
There's
days.
different, yes. And it's different when I tell you, okay, sweets, give me 10K, go and buy shoes.
Yes.
If you have, you'll
It's
give
very
it to me.
different.
10K, I will not return. 50K,
Barbara,
you return.
Barbara, I think myself as very generous. I
Yes.
can even give you 100,000 shillings to go and hang out with
With
your
your friend,
friends.
yes, for a
But
weekend.
when you come to me, Emmanuel, and you ask me for 50,000 shillings, financial prudence dictates that I know where the money
Thank
is
you.
going, and if at all it's going to come back, and if it is within our
Yeah.
budget. But I'm not going to be an idiot to give you the money
If
just
the
because I
money
love
that
you
is-
and
yeah.
because you're my wife.
Yes,
That is
and
madness.
By the way, that's why I'm saying you need to have logical love. Stop this emotional and emotive things we're doing.
Let me tell you, thank God I'm not married to either. One of you.
You guys just give out your money like that with your wife.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, I need 50K, babe.
studio. I'm hanging out with two people who are thinking very differently from how I think. And remember, this frequency is 94.4 Spice FM. If you're in Kitusuru, if you're in Muthaiga, if you're in Spring Valley, the frequency still is 94.4 Spice FM.
That is absolutely right. If you're listening from Malindi, we welcome you to Spice FM, the home of all your absolute favorite 80s love ballads and all your spicy soul jams in the areas of Kijiwetanga, Gedi. Oh my goodness. I love that place, but it skipped my mind. And Maweni, we are on 97.6. If you're in Othaya areas of Nyeri, Karatina, Mukurweini, we are live and direct on 97.9. And if you're listening from the great county that I really love, Mtopanga areas of Mombasa, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu, and Kisauni, we are live and direct on 87.9. We are the adults in the room. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format countrywide and Africa-wide. Wherever you are in Africa, simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke. Also, we are discussing a very hot topic. If you've been listening, we need your feedback on 0719 012-600, and especially I'm looking forward to listening to the ladies. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can chime in on the conversation on our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And as Erica said, call in, let us know what you think about the hot topic. Do you think a couple's finances should be together or separate? The number to call is 071-012-600. That is 071-012-600. And in my opinion, don't jump straight into the deep end. Sharing an account is a big step. Test the waters before you go all the way and share everything.
A friend of mine called Geoffrey has just sent me a message. He says, my wife has my card and she is not a spendthrift as I am.
Aren't you lucky?
Geoffrey is a married guy like me.
That is good. Emmanuel, let me tell you something. You said that I respect, huh? The only advantages of merging your money, in my view,
there's no advantage,
would be to retain access should anything happen to your spouse.
Yes.
And it also just...
That's the only advantage.
Yes, that's the only
one of the
advantage,
things I see for me. I think it also can simplify things, so that, say, your wife can withdraw money when you're in the studio, and then when you leave, you can also withdraw money from your phone. So it sort of simplifies things.
Makes your life easier.
But also, it does not take away from one of the spouses needing to have a separate account. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a separate
What
account.
is wrong with having or enjoying financial independence?
Independence.
Independence,
rather.
yeah.
Emmanuel says that he feels he will not trust you enough.
Trust has to be related to money.
Yes, I think
I'm not lying to you. I tell you, I earn. Like, for example, I tell you, I earn amount X. And Han, I have an account here. And you know that is my only income. Yes. And if you sit down, because I know you can do mathematics and you went to school, if I pay this, I pay that, maybe you paid the rent, I'm taking care of food, you know that at the end of the month, I have remained with only 20,000 shillings. What is wrong with that 20,000 shillings being in my account?
Let me tell you, Barbara, let me tell you how us we run my home. Eh?
Yes.
Us, we have a joint account, all right? And then we are both, in fact, my wife is more sensible than I am. We pride ourselves, not only do we love each other, we are sensible human beings, all right? So we spend our money, the fact that we have our money together, we are both responsible.
Yes.
All right? Like I can't go and just start spending money, on buying drinks, like the friend of yours that you're talking about. And even her, she can't go spending whatever. We are both responsible people. And then the second thing that happens is, it's not a competition of expenditure. If I go and spend 10,000, then mean she'll comment, yeah, you've spent 10 G's. Even me, I'm going to spend 10 G's. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is we are two adults who are both sensible people. Yeah. All right? Because we have the same goals.
Yes.
So we have the same goals in life because we are married.
Yes.
So because we are of the same goals, we both don't want to let each other down. So I know I won't spend much, and her, she knows she won't spend. And if she spends, it's for our good.
That is absolutely fine, what you've said. I am very prodigal with money. Not in a bad way, but I love nice things. Like I'll see, the other day I was randomly with you and I saw a cologne I've been looking for and I swiped my card and got it. So I am that. So I would appreciate if I met somebody who was a bit more frugal
with money to keep in check.
Not to keep me in check. No, this is my money. Not to keep me in check. I'm not buying colognes day after day after
It's
day.
once in a while.
But what I understand about what Emmanuel is saying is that our strengths can balance off of each other. I once dated somebody who was very good with money, but also too frugal. Like she would be comfortable, say, just having ugali mboga. But me, I'd have a problem, say, having ugali mboga. And we have 1.4 million lying in the account. I don't see anything wrong with removing 400 and getting a very nice choice steak to have with dinner.
Emmanuel,
so I think we
yeah.
can take each other's strengths and sort of, pump it up.
Emmanuel, what is wrong with us loving each other and being sensible, as you said, and trust each other, and still have separate accounts? It doesn't mean I'll love you any less. That's how I look at it. I'm like, I'll still be sensible, I'll be mature. It is okay for me to have a separate account because I am not doing.
But Barbara, I also have a question tied to that.
Mm-hmm.
Supposing you've qualified that Eric is very independent, he's very mature, he works really hard, and we are working towards a goal.
Yes.
Say we are trying to build a house together for our future and our family, and then we say every month these accounts should have X amount of money.
Yes.
And I say, babe, I think because of this endeavor, we need to put our heads together and put money together for our family. So every month I will require that while I give 40,000, you give 15 of your money. Are you going to accept to that or
Yes, I can accept to that.
Yeah.
Barbara's
Because I'm
only problem is that she has her own money.
Yes. As
so
in,
long
I
as
don't
she
have
has
a
her
problem
money,
as
she'll
having
agree
a
to
joint
anything.
account. I don't have because I know the man will take care of me or will take care of the family. My problem is allow a woman to have an account, separate account, financial independence. She wants to buy some personal things.
Emmanuel, before you take that, I think how to divvy up when your finances are separate, you can do a 50-50 formula. In that, if you even earn the same amounts of money, you share. Barbara earns 10K, I earn 10K. We say, babe, rentier to takes 3K. So we each remove that amount of money.
You're the man.
The other
move
way,
more.
no.
Okay, but I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, the other way would be, your bill, my bill. In that, each person is to claim certainty.
Now I'm disagreeing with you there.
Wait. I'm explaining your bill, my bill. It's not that you eat and then you pay and then no. I'm just saying each person. Emmanuel was laughing at me. Each person to claim certain bills.
That's
so
fine.
we can say that is what your bill, my bill means. It's
And that's
not,
why I was saying
So we can say, let me
planning.
finish.
Yes.
So we can say in our little house, which is a 1-bedroom house, babe, you pay the rent. Me, I'll be paying water, electricity, and food.
Yes.
So that is a way of doing it. So you keep your account, I keep mine.
Yes.
But
And
rent
what is
paid,
that is exactly
and
what I
that
was
is also
saying.
a formula you can take.
We're going to be taking your phone calls on 0719012600. The number is 0719012600. Call in and tell us what you think about this very interesting conversation. There was somebody else calling in right now. Is there any activity on Facebook?
Let me give you something from
There's a phone call coming in. Let's pick this one and see. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes.
Hi, this is 94.4 Spice FM. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Eli Miruka calling all the way from Eldorado.
Oh, Eldoret.
Oh, Eldoret is called Eldoret.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you hearing these wondrous things from this studio, from our sister
I've
and our
been
brother?
listening to you guys. You guys are just taking me off the handle.
What's your opinion on the hot topic?
To my opinion, having a personal account is very, very important. As a couple, it is very, very prudent for a lady to have hers, and I have mine. But now having a joint account, I can say it is only there. It should be there for maybe a goal. Maybe someone was talking of you are working on something like maybe you are having a project, you see, so that you are having this account, so that if this, and also when you shall have met the goal, it can also be there just maybe for emergency, you know. Sometimes someone is somewhere, maybe he cannot do transactions on her own account or on his own account, then there is option B. You see that? Yeah, that is my opinion. But if you want to say that the two of you are only going to have one account and it is joint, and that is the only thing you're having as an account in that house, it's not going to make sense, because everybody will be having that sense of owning something that belongs to them and they want to manage it. You see that? Okay. Yeah, it should be like that. That is my opinion. Eli all the way from Eldoret.
Thank you so much, Eli. Emmanuel, I like what that gentleman has said. You see, income-based contribution can also work in this scenario if you are not willing to pull together your resources.
Yes.
And what that would mean, if one person earns more than the other, going halfies might not be fair.
Yes.
You know.
So
say
it's
if
like
you
a
earn,
ratio,
yes,
like
if you earn
a
100,000 and I earn 50,000, saying that we are splitting half is not
It's not fair.
So if you earn thrice, contribute thrice. All right?
Yeah,
in
a
that,
third.
A third rather. In that, so 100,000 and we're living in a 30,000 shillings house, you can say you're going to pay 18 or 20, and then me, I chip in the 10.
Why am I even paying? You're paying more. Pay the house.
As in, if we agree that we cannot, if we agree that we are not pulling our money together.
Yes,
But
I get
the idea that we are married now, we must have one account
is
wrong.
wrong.
That is strange.
Let me read for you something by Kaden Kiprose Msani. He says, should separate or even the same, it's okay. It depends on the expenditure and how they budget their money. Kaden Kiprose from Baringo.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kaden.
I tell you what, Eric, I feel like having one account is good, especially for the lady, you know. Yeah, especially for the lady. Because, you see, she can see all your money in one place.
Why do I need to see all your money?
Like she can see, as in the man won't start surprising you.
Okay, fine. It's okay. We can have one, but allow me to have another one. I see yours, but you don't see mine.
No, like the guy won't have secret money, secret lands uko in Isinya.
Is that what is scaring you? Is that what is scaring you?
I'm talking about from the lady's point of view.
All right.
Like it would be like a way of getting.
Why can't you just trust the person?
Your wife to trust you more in that, hey, my man, all his money comes over here.
Just
and I
Emmanuel,
know how it goes, like how it flows from the account.
Emmanuel, there's some of that. But the other angle would be this. Say if my wife are not working and I'm earning money, if I was to use your dad's formula and I don't want her to age, I can tell her, give me the budget of our house and how much you would need until you're up on your feet.
Yes.
And then I give her that. You
With
don't
extra,
need to be
so that I don't
entering
want-
my
yes.
account.
Yeah.
Because you've not worked.
For example,
this
if the
money.
budget of the house is 50,000, I will give you 90 or 80.
Barbara, let me finish. You've not worked for this money. See, I'm the one who went to work. So how much do you need as my darling wife? Then she can say, babe, my hair, which I always fix every 2 weeks, costs X amount of money, and then I need money to just feel nice and buy my own
Why
things.
can't she just have your card? She
What's
just
wrong
goes
with
and gets
you?
her money for her hair from the account.
Why?
Why?
That is not her money.
Why? It's not her money.
No, I'm just taking from my perspective.
And I'm
sure-
not talking even from
Emmanuel,
a woman's, from a general angle. Why?
Emmanuel, listen. I understand that some men would be comfortable giving their cards. But if I am uncomfortable, she should also be able to understand.
Yeah.
No woman on this planet I've known who gives away her card to men to go and show more money. But if there's a lady who gives out her card for a man who does not work,
I'll slap the taste out of your mouth.
you don't need to slap anyone, Barbara. But that lady should call us and then tell us, hey, me, my boyfriend or my husband is
Has
at
my
home
card.
and has my card. That is strange. I can give you money for your day-to-day running, but not my card.
Me too. I can give a man money if we're married for his day to day, but I will not give you my card.
Oh, you guys can.
No, we're having
you can't
separate
give-
accounts.
You can't give. You know, there's some ladies who give you their card to control you. You know that?
Yes, most of it comes from the place. In fact, they give you the card with the flimsiest amount. Check, just take that one. It has 18,500. It should sustain. I used to know a friend of mine whose wife.
But
gave
that
him-
is giving someone a card with a mission.
There's a lady who gave my friend back in the day her car, and she used to just leave it with like 200 bob worth of fuel because this guy did not have money. So she'd not even give it to him. She'd say, "Babe, drop me to work." Then this guy would drive, drop her to work. Then this guy would be like, "Hey, this thing is working. It doesn't have any fuel." Then the guy would be like, "Oh, I just reverse back down. Just put for 2 socks. You're just going back home, and then you'll come back for me in the evening." You see? Controlling.
Spice up your life.
I Think of You by Janet Jackson, man, the sister of the Queen of Pop. That family was blessed, man. You're hanging out with 94.4 Spice FM. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and these are the adults in the room. And this hour, we're going to be taking your phone calls on 0719 012 600. The number is 0719 012 600.
Thank you so much for choosing Spice FM, the home of all your absolute favorite 80s ballads and your spicy soul jams. Remember, we are discussing the top of the hour whether or not couples should have separate or combined accounts. Call us and share your thoughts on the topic. Also, let us know where you're listening from on 0719 012 600. Remember, if you're in Malindi, Gede, Malimo, Maweni, we are on 97.6. If you're in Odhaya, Karatina and Mukureni areas of Nyeri town, we are on 97.9. And if you're in Mtopanga, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu and Kisauni areas of Mombasa city, we are on 87.9. Also, remember that Spice FM is a fast radio coming alive in visual format countrywide and Africa-wide. What that means is you can tune in live on www.spicefm.co.ke, and not only will you get to watch us, but also hear us. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in Kisumu, Kisi, or the Western region, you can tune in on 102.5. And if you're on your social media and you're wondering what to do, tune in to Spice FM KE on social media. That is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let us know what you think about this topic. Do you think couples' finances should be together or not? And you can also call in, as Erica said, on 0719 012 600. That is 0719 012 600.
Emmanuel, before you start picking the phone calls, I would like to hear women's views. All the ladies listening, I want you to call and give us your feedback. Would you prefer that you have your accounts separate or have it combined?
Because Emmanuel thinks I'm being very unfair and difficult.
Why has he changed his voice tone when he's talking?
Oh, honey, he's looking for someone.
Emmanuel, let me tell the ladies, I want you guys. My friend Geoffrey has sent another text. He says, we have a joint account with my wife for savings, but for daily expenses, she uses my cash prudently.
Geoffrey, we know you don't exist, and Emmanuel is concocting these stories.
Please call in and let us know you exist. At this point, I can't believe anything Emmanuel says.
You guys don't relate with what I'm saying because you guys are not married.
I have someone
But this
called
chick has
Steve.
been married.
Yes. I have someone called Steve Collar. Says, Barbara has a point in separate accounts, but have an account to run the relationship, like for operation ops, if need be. Either can chip in to support or the other one can run low and needs help. I like what he's saying.
There's a tweet here from a gentleman called John Deritu. I don't know where he's tweeting from, but his handwriting says Kenya. So he says, hello guys, it's better to have separate accounts. These would really help if things would go wrong. But if the couples agree to joint account, it's okay, but it works in their trust, I think he means.
Yes,
yeah,
I agree.
Awesome,
The
number is 0719.
You know the problem with Emmanuel, he's thinking of people hiding financial information, and that should not always be the case. We can still love each other and trust each other enough to have separate accounts. And
Emmanuel, you cut it short. You're telling us about the number.
The number is 0719 012 600. The number is 0719 012 600. And the deck is already yellow. That means people are calling in. Let's pick one phone call. Hi, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
It is Ahmed.
Ahmed, where are you calling from, sir?
Hello.
Ahmed, please reduce the volume of your radio.
I'm calling from Nakuru.
Yes, Ahmed.
Karibu sana, Ahmed. What are your views about combining accounts or having separate ones?
Yes, please.
Yes, Ahmed, what are your views about combining accounts or having separate ones between couples?
I think we've lost Ahmed.
It's a poor line.
Yes.
He had a poor line. Let's pick another phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello.
How are you?
Hi, where are you calling from and what's your name, sir?
Ibra.
Ibra, where are you calling from?
Nakuru.
Hi, Ibra.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. What do you think about the conversation for today?
I think, okay, I'm married and my wife once suggested to go in a single account. Alafu, but something I didn't like about it is despite the fact that we are married for a long time, there was this time to the Kosana, and she was like, oh, pay me back the money that you owe me, and I'll pay you back the money that I owe you. No. As in, that time when tulikuwa tumekosana, yeye alikuwa anadai turudishiane, unaona? And then tukakuja tukasikizana, ikakuwa tena turudishiane, unaona? So I think hao watu wenye wanaanza kuona hivi karibuni, wanafaa mtu ape na account yake kwanza, wazoeane, no merging accounts, unajua? Wasi merge accounts, kwanza wagoje, time will tell.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much.
You see, these women are the same. These women are the same. Even if you stay with them for how long, they are the same women. One day, meruka kichwa tena, unaona? So kama jamaa weka na account yako, ukishamwamini wewe mpe merge accounts, but kama hujamwamini weka tu na yako.
I hear what Ibra is saying, and Ibra, thank you so much for calling the adults in the room on Spice FM. Kisiangani, I really am keen, and this is not out of malice, but I think having a shared combined account seems to work best for women more than it's favoring the men.
No, some women. Some women.
Do you know why
it cannot work
this?
with
Okay,
these
Barbara,
particular women?
Let me finish. Do you know why I'm saying this? I feel like chicks are very comfortable on the receiving end when the money is shared, especially when the man is putting the bigger chunk of it. But I don't know if there's a lady, but I stand to be corrected. That's why I'm waiting for a lady's phone call. If there's a lady who's very comfortable taking her 1 million that she's earned from the chama onto your... Barbara is making sound. She cannot wait to speak. She's just hey.
How?
Hey.
Please, ladies, call in, because I don't know if Barbara is a representation of all the women.
No, Barbara is not a representation of all but Barbara is a representation of the women who appreciate financial
Barbara, I have
independence.
a question before a lady calls.
Yes.
You've earned 1 million shillings from your merry-go-round.
Yes.
I spoke to you on Saturday and you said, Niko kwa chama.
Yes,
so you've earned 1 million shillings.
Yes.
And you're married to an Eric.
Yes.
Eric has in this account 130,000 shillings. Would you take your 1 million from Chama and put it there on your shared account?
First and foremost, because I'm married to Eric, he knows I don't like and I don't I agree to joint accounts. So Eric would be very lenient because I got 1 million from my Chama. I'm like, babe, I got 1 million from my merry-go-round.
Which is in my account.
Which is in my account. I will not even lie. I will come home and tell you. And I'll be like, babe, we can do something, yes, together. But it is in my account.
Eric, do you know that song, I See You in a Different Light? I'm going to sing it to my wife. Checky, I different light, moonlight. Hey, let's pick one more phone call before we go to the break. Hello, Spice FM, you on the air?
Hello, Spice FM. This is Augustus from Nandi County.
Hi, Augustus. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
What do you think about today's topic?
For me, I think having different accounts will be very good. Since spending on ladies is usually very high, so to avoid those chaos that might arise from marriage, so it's better for every other person to have his own account.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Augustus. For the record, it's debatable. Spending also can be very expensive. I mean, on the men's side, it's not only in ladies. You could be going out and buying rows for 10K, 36,000, and your woman is at home sleeping. And you have a joint account. So really, you need to be very careful.
Let's pick one more phone. Hello, Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Michael Magam from Nakuru.
Hi, Michael.
Karibu sana. What are your views about what we are discussing today?
A normal man should not have a joint account with a lady.
What do you mean a normal man?
Let me tell you one thing. By the moment tumekosana na dem, this I'm talking from what I witnessed from where I stay. Atasimama hapo nje aambie kila mtu venye amekuwa akikusaidia na pesa. Me personally,
my lady should not even buy anything in the house. If she goes as far as buying food and utensils, if she needs anything, let her tell me, I'll buy. The moment it will be shame, I'm telling you. I'm talking from what I've seen with my neighbors.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, welcome.
It seems most guys don't want to share accounts because of the part where ladies get angry and start bringing emotions into now.
Let me share a quick story of a friend of mine, a gentleman who was a classmate. We went to school together when I was doing my master's. This gentleman, he works in Sudan. When they had a disagreement, it was very heated with the wife. And because I had a joint account, he would send money to the account because he's away. This lady just woke up one day, picked the child, cleared the house, cleared the account. The man tried looking for her for 4 months. When the lady had finished the amount of money, she came back. Oh, babe, I am sorry. It is wrong. And of course, that happened. But this begs to differ. If he had a personal account or a private account, he would have saved a lot.
The best exclusive radio station bringing you the best mix of the best music ever.
Yeah, this is 94.4 Spice FM. You're hanging out with the adults in the room, and we're having an amazing, amazing time right here in the studio. And we appreciate your phone calls, calling out to everyone, all the ladies. We need phone calls from ladies. Call. The number is 0719 012 600. Once again, the number is 0719 012 600.
That is absolutely right. We welcome you all the way from the great county of Eldoret on 96.7. Remember also, if you're in the heart of Central Business District of Nairobi and its environs, I'm talking about Kisumu, Nyeri, all the way in Riverside Drive, Lavington Green, Karen Hardy area. We are live and direct on 94.4. If you're in Mombasa, Mtopanga, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu, Kisauni, we are live and direct on 87.9. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format. And that means that wherever you are in Kenya, all the way in Lokicha, Wajir, you can simply stream on www.spicefm.co.ke. And my name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can tune into the conversation and plug in on our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let us know what you think about the topic. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. What do you think? Do you think couples' finances should be together or separated?
Emmanuel, before we went on a break, there's a gentleman who said that a lady was screaming self-horse because of the relationship going sour. I think the one fundamental advantage I can think about is that upon merging your accounts and putting your money together, you can provide more support to each other. When one partner can say pick up the slack while the other is trying something new. For instance, in your case, if your wife tries to go to Qatar and then she doesn't like it and she tries again and goes to maybe Dubai, she doesn't like it. She has the leeway to hop, skip and jump. All right. But the challenge I'm yet to hear, and I really want to hear a lady call on 0719012600 who will say, Eric, my name is Nancy. And while Jeffrey was hop, skipping and jumping from this job and the other, I used to pay his clothes.
There are women who do that.
No, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear and how it went out for them.
Let's see if they're calling. Hello, Spice FM, you on there? Hello? Hello, Spice FM. All right, that one is off. Let's try another one. Hello, Spice FM, you on the air? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, thank God. Hi, how are you? I was waiting for a woman to call. Good Lord.
How are you, my dear? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Furaha. I'm calling from Mombasa.
Yay,
thank you, Furaha.
Karibu Sana. Thank you so much for calling. What are your views on what we're discussing today? Should you combine accounts or separate?
No, you shouldn't combine accounts because it will create domestic violence.
It's going to create domestic violence.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It will bring arguments.
Let her finish, Barbara.
Arguments, yeah, you know.
What else?
She's hung
She hung up. But domestic violence is quite a stretch.
There's a
Barbara was clapping. Barbara would beat someone up because of sharing your account.
That was Barbara's pal.
Barbara was just like, yeah, beat him up. Beat the man. Beat the man.
I was clapping because of a lady who called to prove that I'm not the only one. Emmanuel thinks I'm weird.
No, let's get the other normal ones. Hello, Spice FM. Hello.
Hello, Spice FM.
Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
This is Oruko from Mombasa.
Hi, Oruko.
Karibu sana, Oruko. How are you, sir?
Asante sana, I'm good.
What are your views on the topic?
I would say that it's amongst the two things that are known to cause relationship disputes, apart from infidelity, money.
Yes.
So we don't overrule the fact that there are responsible men and women there who can manage joint accounts. But I'm greatly of the opinion that every person should have a separate account.
That is
for safety's sake. Because the next minute you'll do this and the other person will ask, why did this happen? So it's already a conflict. So money matters. Manage your own account. Let Madam Boss manage her own account.
Yes, my dear.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Fair enough.
Kisiangani, in fact, most couples, just to add on to what the good gentleman has said, most couples, or rather one party of the relationship, in most instances I've heard and people I know, would rather that you cheated safely and wore protection than mismanage money. For real. They'll be like, no, provided you've just won protection, that's fine. But money! So in fact, they'd rather you cheat
Eric
safely.
is just being
No, for real. They're like, just cheat politely. I know you are a cheat. How many women do you know even you're trying to pretend?
No, I'm laughing. I'm not pretending. I am laughing because
I've been
it's
told,
true.
especially by women, close friends of mine, and I'm not going to mention
Actually, he's
their
right.
names.
He's right.
They're like, you know what? Just cheat safely, but we have our money right. You do the business. We are healthy.
Yes.
But you try mismanage money. She's going to leave you.
Yeah.
Money is very important.
Hello, Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello.
Oh.
Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, guys.
Good evening to you, and thank you for calling. What are your views on thoughts about what we're discussing, sir?
Yes, my name is Ben.
Ben, you're calling from where?
I'm calling from Eldoret.
Okay.
Thank you, Ben. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just to comment on you guys, you really are encouraging relationships, and the topics you feature every day. They really help the families and relationships.
Thank you so much. That is very kind of you.
Just commend you.
Thank you.
For the issue of sharing accounts, I wouldn't advise anyone to share the accounts.
Yes.
For some reasons, like what I've heard you people, if you were to separate, it would really
divorce even.
Have yeah.
Yes.
And
you are really making Emmanuel laugh in this station. You should see his face.
And if one spouse, one partner dies, then the other one will really have a hard time. Really getting that account. So I wouldn't even advise anyone to share their accounts with a spouse.
Okay.
You are better off with separating the accounts.
No, but you've just said that if one
he
of
has
the
two
partners
views.
dies, he has two views. He has two views.
Yes, based on what he said.
Oh, so what do you do about the death? Please repeat that part because I didn't get you there.
The person who died didn't even have a lot of money to begin with.
Thank you for calling, Ben.
I didn't get.
Emmanuel is not even amused at what we're talking
No,
about.
he said the first one, he would advocate for everybody to have their own account. And then he says also he feels encouraged for the show because of the views he's getting. Amongst them that it can be troublesome, supposing you don't share. So he's agreeing. He's on the fence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's pick another phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Yes, hello.
Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. I'm Dixon, calling from Zimmerman.
Hi, Dixon. Please reduce the volume of your...
Yeah, I'm fine, Barbara. How is you?
I am okay.
Hello.
What?
Yes, Karibu Sana Dixon. What are your thoughts about sharing?
Hello.
Hello. Reduce the volume of your...
There's a gentleman there from Dixon's Shags.
He's yelling.
He's yelling up on you. He's just arrived from Shag. Check it. Hello. You.
Let's pick another phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you on the air?
Hello.
Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Francis.
Yes, Francis. Karibu sana. Thanks for calling Spice FM. What are your thoughts and views about what we are discussing today?
I'm just...
Francis had a poor connection. Let's pick another phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you on the air?
Hello.
Yes,
Hi.
good evening, and thank you for calling Spice FM.
Yeah, I'm Benjamin Kiprono.
Yes,
Benjamin.
Karibu Benjamin.
Yeah, what I'm saying about this issue of sharing the account, yeah, I think it is not working.
Why is it not
Do you have
working?
experience?
Hey, Benjamin has just gone.
Yeah, he was very particular.
Am I alone on this planet?
I like to
Am
read
I
for you.
only-
No, there's a
am I-
gentleman by the name of Jeff Sunday. He says, the first time I shared my M-Pesa PIN number with my ex. Jeff Sunday, you should see how Eric reacted. He shared the first time I shared my M-Pesa PIN number with my ex. It was an awkward situation. She could transfer my money and she would be like, babe, I spent the money to buy mom some stuff and I like you. Have your own money. Sharing account sucks. Jeff Sunday is from Karatina. He's like, count me in that conversation.
Thank you so much from Karatina.
Separate accounts.
Jeff, there's a gentleman I know whose girlfriend used to have epic stories about what happened to her mother in Chugs. She'd come up with stories like while the mom was basking and enjoying some fruit of mapera, she choked. And then she had to be rushed to the hospital, and the bill has shot up just by one afternoon for 660,000. And then she'd need a 20,000 for transport to go and take that 260 physically. So it is a very slippery slope.
Let's pick another phone call. 94.4 Spice FM, you on the air? Hello. That one has a very poor connection.
Yeah.
Please try again. Let's pick another call. 94.4 Spice FM, you on the air? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Dixon.
Yes, Dixon?
Yes, Barbara. How are you guys?
I'm fine, thank you. Let us know what are your views on today's topic?
With me, it depends on the couple, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And also it depends on the age of that marriage,
Mm-hmm.
The longevity or length of relationship, you mean?
and the length of that relationship.
Yes.
Alafu unaona kama if you have a plan, you can sit down as two people, as the couples, and you say that this year or this month, we want to put up this kind of investment. Then you see, as a man, maybe a man is working, or you all have businesses, different businesses, and you want to achieve the plan. You see, you will say that now let's let's open this account so that we will be putting some money into this account. By this time itapata kama tushaweka hii pesa alafu tuanze hiyo biashara ama hiyo investment tunafaa tufanye.
Okay.
It depends on that plan. Then the couple, I can have my own account. Then the wife can also have her own account. But there is also a shared account. I think that one also can make some improvement on the lives of the couples. Because you see, if I am a man, I know my own account. My money is mine, and the wife also says that her money is hers. Huh?
Yes.
Like Barbara.
Then
it is.
Yeah. Then you see, there will be no much investment into that family. So I think we should be open into our account, depending on how you trust your spouse. It works. Then there is a point Barbara said there.
You have 10 seconds, my brother, before we go to
yes, that a woman, maybe a lady, can take care of the wife or the husband, and you spend everything onto your husband. I think that's wrong. That cannot work, because one day you will get a real shock. So I think men should stand up on that. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling.
I'd like to just interject something before we go on a break. It doesn't mean because I'm keeping my own money that I am lousy and I'll not be investing. Let's put that across. We can still invest
These are
together, build a
Barbara's
family,
views,
but I can still keep my own account.
Those are the views of Barbara Mbaka personally.
Yes, and not Spice FM.
You're tuning into the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM. Please don't touch that dial. Please keep calling. The number is 0719 012 600. I'm going to get it again. 0719 012 600.
Tired of living your same...
From one of the baddest groups that has ever walked the planet, that was Boys to Men, On a Bended Knee. Barbara was just lifting up her hands.
Yes.
The music was just going straight into her marrow. Man, On a Bended Knee by Boys to Men. Barbara loves the music, but she cannot give her husband her ATM on that bended knee.
Let's not push it.
Ni love too, lakini yesu
No,
zingine
I'm loving you logically, not emotively.
Anyway, the station is 94.4 Spice FM, the home of authentic soul and authentic conversation. My name is Emmanuel Kisingani, and you're hanging out with the adults in the room.
That is absolutely right, Emmanuel. We are the home of 80s ballads and your absolute favorite spicy soul jams, sugar and spice, and everything nice. My name is Eric Omondi, and we are the adults in the room, where we have no hold barred conversations about the this and that between the women and the men who love them. Anything between money, sex, relationship, all those conversations are had here every day, 7 to 10 p.m. Do not miss. If you're listening from Mombasa, Mtopanga, Nyali, Chuda, Jomvu, Kisauni area, we are live and direct on 87.9. And if you're in Nyeri, Othaya, Karatina area, and Mukureni, we are live and direct on 97.9. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format countrywide and Africa-wide. Whatever that means is you go to www.spicefm.co.ke, and not only will you get to hear us, but watch us. My name is, again,
Eric Omundi, and I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Just as Eric has said, call us on 0719 012 600. Let me repeat that. 0719 012 600. Let us know what you think about the topic. Do you think couples' finances should be together or separate?
That is absolutely right, Barbara. I call us and share your thoughts about the topic we're discussing today, and also where you're listening from. I especially am interested to hear about ladies' views, because personally I know 11,000 women who have benefited from combining money, but not yet a single man
who has benefited.
Ladies, call in.
Let's pick up some phone calls. Do you have some feedback on
I have a gentleman by the name Martin Lamascus Prima Facie. He says, I will never, ever do a joint account, leave alone opening one. I can't even think of it. The moment you accept to do joint accounts, when things get worse, the whole world will know how disabled you are. She will tell the whole world how she has been supporting you. For me, joint account is a big no. And when I say a big no, he's written it in capital letters.
You know the pickup he first bought? No, ask him. Ask him. What China with the millions? Ask him who gave him the first deposit. And they don't quote the figure. That time it was 10. Women can be
Let's
bad.
pick a phone call. Hi, 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. All right, that person either does not want to talk or... Oh, they had already started talking. Hello, Spice FM. Hello? All right, let's try someone else. 94.4 Spice FM. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
It's David from...
Hello.
From where?
The line is very
The line is very busy.
I have a gentleman by Ben Ogo. My brother's wife is a teacher. She gives him her card, but he
She
cannot...
gives him her. What did you say?
She gives him... My brother's wife is a teacher.
Uh-huh.
She gives him her card.
All right.
But he can't withdraw money without her permission. If he does, all hell breaks loose.
That is terrible. You see now, I know our friend. Let me tell you a quick story about Olo. There's a gentleman we used to be in school together.
Yes.
And he was going for a very rough patch. Life was happening as it often does.
Yes.
And the wife would pretentiously say, oh, no, it's okay if you need fare and something. So this guy would go and maybe withdraw 500 shillings, some very minion amounts. And immediately it would reflect from the wife's card, rather phone. The wife would call just to alert him that, you've removed 500 shillings in town at Mbingu Street on Corner Avenue, just below a Pakacha building, right? Right? I hope it's not for taking chips. You see, that is, chicks do such things. So they police
even men can police women when you have a joint account.
We have a gentleman here in the studio who says he has a card and he gives the card to the wife without policing, because
we've already established
in
Emmanuel is weird and one of a kind.
Let's speak a phone call, man. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Spice FM.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Ibrahim calling from Kisii.
Karibu sana Kisii County, Ibrahim. My name is Eric Omondi. Thank you for calling Spice FM. What are your thoughts and views about what we are discussing today, sir?
My views is this: when you support when you share your account with your wife, that shows that you trust your wife.
Okay.
But if you don't share your account with your wife, means you don't trust her.
And what about her when she doesn't share her account and her money with you? Does that mean she does not trust you when you are down you? Ama, this is just supposed to be for women and not men.
We men, we have to share our accounts with our wives.
And
but
can
wives, but wanawake huwa wanashare peke yao, account yao wanaficha. But sisi unajua tuko open, maana tuliwapenda tukawaoa.
So it's an imbalance.
Yes.
Thank you for calling.
This guy is really pushing the imbalance.
No. It's very true, because when you ask him, he says, you see, men are able to do that. There's an analogy I keep giving on this show. Even for my own personal self. Like, I would not frown upon the thought of going to the heart of a very humble hood to pick a woman I love in whichever car I'm driving, be it a tuk-tuk or a Range Rover.
Yes.
But it seems the women's graph is very progressive, upwards. It does not meander downwards.
We're ambitious. It's not our fault we're ambitious.
You see the way they think. She says she is ambitious, but me, I'm a donkey. Me, I'm a donkey for coming to pick you in your one-room house. I'm a donkey.
Let's pick another phone call. The number is 0719012600 and the decks are yellow. That means guys are calling in. Hello, Spice FM. You're on the air.
Hello.
Oh, good Lord.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Karibu sana. What's your name and where are you calling from?
We've lost her.
Oh, shame.
Oh, man, that's boring.
Shame, that's terrible.
If you can't try and call back.
This phone is sexist.
Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Yes, I'm Elvis Omondi.
Hi,
Hello,
Elvis.
Sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling you from Nyakach, the sub-county of Kisumu.
Yeah, Karibu sana, Elvis Omondi. What are your thoughts or views about what we're discussing today?
But I think it's not good to have the same account with the woman.
Why, sir?
He's hung up. Have you hung up? Are you still there, sir?
No, he was very precise.
He was
he said, don't have it with a woman. That's very interesting. Thank you for calling.
Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Jared speaking from Kisii.
Hi,
Hello,
Jared.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy that you brought that one on board.
Thank you so much, Jared. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
or views?
Yeah, in fact, when you speak about that, I'm just a culprit of the same.
Oh, what happened to you, my dear?
Pole sana, tuadithie.
Thank you. I'm just a teacher. I teach at Keredaini Boys High School.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in the first place, when I got that job, I got married to a lady who was also a teacher.
Yes.
To be precise, high school teacher. So after some time, she told me, okay, let's have this joint account, and then we can try and see how we can just build. We had not already built. So in the process, after just maybe almost 6 months, in fact, she had taken almost a half of the money we had saved, and she was almost planning to just build for their parents. So I felt like,
oh my God, I'm sorry for that.
In fact, so when I heard you speak that, I say, if a man can do that, that's next to committing suicide. I know that is a strong word to use, but that is next to committing suicide. Just be separate accounts, let her manage her own, and then you manage your own. In case you are saving for a common purpose, then maybe like an investment, maybe you want to start a business, fine, then it can be okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Paulo, for what happened to you. Please don't lose hope. You still have your brains and yourself. You can work hard and make more money.
Wow, thank you, Barbara.
Spice FM. Spice up your life.
This is Spice FM 94.4. You hang out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and we're taking your phone calls all the way to the top of the hour. And as usual, I'm hanging out here with my favorite people.
That is absolutely right. We welcome you from across the country and across Africa. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format. What that means is wherever you are in Africa, you could go to www.spicefm.co.ke and you get to stream and watch us live and hear us. We are waiting for especially ladies to call. We are discussing on top of the hour whether or not it's a good idea to combine your accounts or to have them separate. The number to call is 0719 012 600. 0719 012 600. We are the adults in the room, and my name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also the Duchess, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can also chime in on the conversation. Let us know what you think or your views on the topic on Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Emmanuel, do you have anyone on call?
I have many people calling, and let's take a phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Kayanza Mr. from Kitale.
From Kitale. What are your views on the topic?
Actually, I think it depends with the account, the type of account.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if it's a current account, there's no way you are going to share that account. But if it's a savings account, people can share.
That's your opinion. Okay, thank you very much for that.
I think that gentleman from Kitale is a banker.
Yeah,
he loves specificity.
Yes.
He cannot share
a current
one, maybe a savings stroke cooperative circle.
Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello. All right.
Hello, I'm Weldon from Kericho. I support the topic.
Thank you so much from Kericho. You support the topic in what regard? Are you for combining or going separate?
I'm for combining because when you combine, it means you are in one nini, mnasapotiana na vitu yako.
Mko pamoja, si ndio?
Yeah. So when you separate the way the lady is speaking, it means you don't agree with each other.
Thank you so much from Kericho. I love Kericho. It's very cool.
Yeah, I love that.
For the record, gentlemen, not because that I'm disagreeing or having a separate account, it does not mean that. I think people need to demystify that notion that I don't love you, I don't trust you because I have a separate account. I just love you, but I want my financial independence.
Barbara really has to qualify her.
No. I'm doing that for me, myself, and all the other women out there.
I think from Kericho, the areas of Nyagacho and Site and Service and Tengecha. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate that feedback. Emmanuel, I was saying, I wish there was a way we could get more ladies. I know they are calling, but maybe we keep getting disconnected, like the two who called prior. But I think the conversation is going on all right, as I thought it should. However, I agree with Barbara on this, but my thought has shifted. I would like to hear ladies who can attest and say, normally I put my money there, and when he was out of work, I also supported him until this extent.
We do support our men.
We can see if we can come
but from a distance in a private
Hello,
account.
94.4 Spice FM, you're on the air.
Thank you very much. You are speaking to Awunda Kenneth Omondi from Migori.
Hi, Awunda.
Awunda, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for calling, sir.
Thank you very much. I've been listening to the conversation. It is very good.
It is very what, sorry?
Yeah, it is good.
Thank you.
Please speak louder. We can't hear you.
Now, the moment you get into marriage,
yes,
in order to enhance that intimacy and everything and the binding and whatsoever, the bond to be, you just have to share.
Okay.
Can you share it in any other way except for money?
No, let's say for the money, let's say, for example, in my case, I would rather prefer may have different bank accounts.
You'd rather prefer what?
But at the same time, you will also...
Hello, you'd rather prefer
Hello?
what?
No, I'm saying
Uh-huh.
I rather prefer that you have one
combined for both of you.
Absolutely. That is for the family, you can call it so.
Uh-huh.
And on the other hand, because the spending is different, each will also have another one. But one
I think we've lost him. The line is
Eric,
tricky.
there's
But I've gotten what he said. He said he prefers to have one account for the family, one joint account. Then maybe you have another one for savings, which was what I was trying to tell you guys for these 3 hours.
No, I think
It's okay, but we are still not agreeing with that.
From the story, from how you guys are talking in a very business-like manner.
No.
You're going to have your own far-off account, and if I need money
No,
from
we
you,
are-
and
we are
vice versa, I apply like it's...
There's a lady who has commented. I'd like to give you. There's a lady by the name Sharon Jedida Ingatia. She says, actually, I personally, that I can never ring that in my mind, let alone talk of it, unless I keep the card, my money. It can't be used to feed. I think there was an error, a typo, but it can land for a side chick or nowhere. I think she thinks the card can land into a side chick. Emmanuel, let me just correct you there. We don't mean that. We don't demystify or demonize what you're doing. As I told you, you're a very special man. And Mrs. Kesiangani, you're a very lucky woman to have such a man. Personally, whether I was a man or a woman, today I will not share with you my account. We shall have separate bank accounts. I'll be very honest about it. And we can decide to have a joint account for a purpose.
Kisiangani, my thoughts are as follows, and I say these with a lot of love. Reciprocity has its place. I think sometimes before you bite so much more than you can chew, it would beg the question to ask, supposing somebody had to do the same that I'm doing, would they do it?
Thank you.
Right? And if the answer is no, then I would really rethink my
But I don't
thoughts.
think that's how you should...
No. I'm coming. Let me finish. That is the first angle. The second angle is there's absolutely nothing wrong to have separate accounts, and that does not negate trust.
Yes.
That we have separate accounts does not mean I do not trust you.
Or I don't love
that
you.
we have a joint account does not mean I trust you.
Yeah.
I could have a joint account
And
that
still
you
cheat
know
on your
about.
ass.
Leave alone cheating. I could have a joint account that you know about and still keep and maintain a private account that you don't know about. So it's neither that if we do this, it means that, and if we do the other, it means
yeah.
this.
Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello.
There must be a call from Gede.
Yeah, that one is...
It's traveling. I could hear it in a flight.
Let's pick one more phone call. Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air. Hello. Hello, Spice FM.
That was from Mwatate.
I think it's getting to the top of the... Hello, Spice FM, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? And thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for picking my call.
What's your name and where are you calling from, ma'am?
My name is Carol. I'm calling from Athi River.
Yes.
My thoughts on the issue.
Yes.
If I can share my experience.
Tafadhali.
I have done a shared account, like a joint account. The reason it didn't work is because I am a saver. My husband is a spender. So at some point we will save together, but at some point he would spend more of the money because he's not a believer in saving. Then so after that we changed. I gave him my card. But he was very good with the card though. He would not spend any money without first consulting me, which I really respected. So yeah, that's been my experience with
So would you be for or against joint accounts?
I feel like it depends on what works for you, for your relationship.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
true.
you're saying, you don't have to do it to tick a box. You're not impressing anyone.
Yes.
But if it works for your relationship, fine. If it doesn't, then don't do it.
Yes.
It's not a thing about love or respect. It doesn't. To me, having a joint account doesn't mean you love anyone any more than the person you have.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Thank you so much for calling.
Emmanuel, have you had?
Yeah, that's an amazing phone call.
Have you had?
Thank
It
God
doesn't
for
mean I
it.
love you less.
No, and I didn't say that also. Yeah,
Oh,
just-
trust
No,
you
but
less.
you are
You have
saying
been pushing
in
for
the
that
beginning,
angle.
You said
Yes.
that it's a matter of trust, and if you want and are insistent on putting your money aside, it speaks to your distrust
Yes.
of the relationship, which is not true.
'Cause you
I
say
can
that.
trust you and love you deeply and give you 14 babies per month. But still,
you are a rabbit.
But still, decide that my money is going to be mine and yours.
I tell you what, guys, it's almost the top of the hour.
Pick a
We
call
have to-
before we
No,
go.
can't pick a call. It's almost. Top
Oh,
of the hour.
sorry.
4 minutes to top
The
of
conversation has been that good that I didn't even notice.
having fun.
So, what are your parting shots, Barbara? Very quickly.
While sharing a bank account can simplify your money management lifestyle in your home or family, a separate bank account or for each spouse maintains or gives you some degree of financial independence. It is not a crime. And as Carol has said from Athi River, you don't need to tick any boxes. It may work for you and it doesn't work for me.
Eric, what are your parting shots?
You can divide finances more equitably, and your ways must not be my ways, and you must not lose your individualism in marriage.
Yes.
You can still have contrary or divergent views on money, sex, positions, and so on and so forth, and still be happily married.
Yes.
It's no one size fits all.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've also learned quite a bit having this conversation, and especially from the callers. And
Not from me.
Not from me.
I don't trust you guys. You guys also can speak from emotion. But I've learned quite a bit.
That's good.
Yeah, I've learned.
We
quite a
learn
bit.
something new every day.
And as I've told you, you're very special if you didn't know that.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm me.
And your wife is very lucky.
Yeah, man. What are you guys up to from here, Barbara?
Today, I just want to go and eat. I'm very hungry.
Yesterday you jogged, today you're eating.
Yes. I have a very interesting life.
Then tomorrow she'll eat, and then the other day she'll eat. Then she'll jog on Sunday.
How about you, Eric?
Well, I haven't thought about what I'm going to do, but I did finish my book yesterday.
That is good.
And I bought some vegetables, which I'm looking to fry, kabisa. And some
In the middle of the
mushrooms.
night.
Yeah, and some mushroom. Veggies don't hurt.
Yes.
And then that'll be my plan, I guess.
Yeah, me, I broke my spec, so I'll just drive very slowly towards...
Oh, you can
Kitengela.
drive behind me, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll drive very slowly towards Kitengela. And
All
I'll
right.
call you guys when I reach home.
Please do.
That's good.
Pray
Pass
for-
our regards
I pray
to
for
your...
Johnny masses.
Pass
No,
our
you already
regards to your
have
wife.
them.
Amen. Yeah, I'll pass my regards as we share our money. Anyway, you've been hanging out with the adults in the room. Please remember that tomorrow we'll be here at the same time from 7 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani.
And my name is Eric Omondi. It's always delightful to have you on board. Good night.
My name is Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. See you tomorrow, same time, same station, Spice FM. Good night and God bless.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking this journey with us. See you tomorrow. Good night.